movie, ho. And stab this way. Stab that way. No, where's the audio coming from? Get out of here, Twitch chat. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? God, I'm so stuffy. I'm not hiding that from anybody. Oh boy. No, I don't even know how you're supposed to style this. That looks terrible. What am I supposed to do with it? It's too much hair. I sure do, Scott. Got some curls going on. It's for a thing. I have to do a hair and makeup test, and the curls were for that. But it's just a lot. I actually love curly hair. I wish that I could perm my hair, but when it's like bleach blonde, you can't because it'll just break off. And I am very lucky to have bleach blonde hair as long as it already is now. I love it, but I also don't know what to do with it because it's just not a thing I usually have. My hair is, I would say, wavy. It's not 100% straight. It's got a little bit of volume to it. A little wavy. Thank you. Appreciate that, everybody. Am I playing any games today? We'll see how long I can bear to stream because I'm a little unwell. Thank you, Chacho. I might play some Fallout. Maybe we could play some Fallout. Maybe we'll see. Thank you, El Buffy. Thank you, Mitch Talica. Thank you, Lars Pants on Foz. Thank you all so much. Yeah, I haven't streamed in a couple of weeks because I was away, and I probably won't stream this week. Stuff going on. Yeah. Thank you, E25 Clay and Isuwick and Big B 18th and Amonma Gaming. No, not the movie thing. The movie thing is happening soon, but not this week. It's. I'm just not gonna share. Am I naturally curly? No. As said, I have kind of wavy hair. I don't style my hair ever. So the way that I look in YouTube videos or streams is how my hair naturally is. Because I'm lazy. So yeah. But I wish I had this kind of curly hair. It's super nice. I really do like it. I like volume, and I always, no matter what I do, my hair just looks messy. It's just who I am. I was telling Raul recently that I feel very represented by Pamela Anderson. In that she always had messy hair. Like just bleach blonde messy hair that I feel like you're like not supposed to do. And I'm like, she does it. And it looks so nice. Thank you, Prosecco, for the 3 years. That's crazy, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate ya. How's work been? How's my work-life balance at Santa Monica? I love my job. Work's been, busy at the moment. But I love my job and I love the company I work for. I feel like I'm treated very well. I have a great time. I've had a crush on me since 4th grade. I doubt that. Did I get any webcam? No, I did not. But I recently just swapped back to my old webcam, so it might look a little different. I'm not sure. He's only in 5th grade now. You're too young for me, bro. Ooh, sorry, that peaked real bad. I'm sorry about that. My band has a show in LA on 7/18. He's 22, is he? That would be okay. Serious question, do you think we have to earn love or is love a privilege? Damn, dude. Do I think you have to earn love? No. Is love a privilege? Also no. I reject the question. How do you like Liverpool as a city? I loved Liverpool. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. Can you see the cotton stuffed in my nose? I might have to bring it back, to be fair. I might have to bring it back. It's been slightly better today, but yeah, just allergies off the chain. I have not seen Furiosa yet. No. Probably next week. I meet Virgil van Dijk or any other player. I did not, but dear God, if I met Virgil van Dijk. I am so attracted to that man. Out of control. I don't think I would even want to meet him. I think I would just be like, do you need anything? Can I help you with anything, sir? Can you see my new tattoo? I don't really know why. Yeah, so I got a new tattoo in the UK, and I don't mind showing it to you, but I've never really been a person to share them when I've gotten them. I think I did when I was really young, but for some reason, like, I didn't post a picture of the Totoro. I didn't post a picture of this. It just showed up one day. Just something about sharing them, like going out of my way to share them, feels weird. I don't know what my logic is though. Like that I'm like, but basically I got this. It's a house from the original Pokemon. It's basically the player's house in the original Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know. Something about sharing it feels odd to me. I really don't know what it is. Couldn't tell you. Finished DD2 recently too. What a game, man. Yeah, I fully finished Dragon's Dogma 2, like full Unmoored World, and there's like more stuff that I could do. Like I did start New Game Plus, and there's like a couple of achievements that I don't have. I can't fucking believe, everybody, in case you didn't see my Instagram story, I played 20 hours of that game with a ring equipped that reduces all of your damage to 1. And I registered that I was not doing damage and found it very frustrating. But I guess because I played a mage the whole way through, I basically acted as support in a single player game. So I was just buffing my pawns. So we were still killing stuff. The dragon boss fight, like the optional one that you don't have to do, I did it because I wanted to. I didn't get the achievement. There's an achievement for becoming the sovereign, and I didn't get it because I didn't stay seated in the chair. I went and spoke to the fucking man, which is annoying because I didn't know. But I did that dragon boss fight. It took 2 hours because I couldn't do any damage. And I didn't know that I wasn't, like, why I wasn't doing damage. I actually had assumed that it was resistant to my elemental attacks. That probably would have taken me 15 minutes. And I killed drakes. I killed 3 of the Unmoored World bosses with 1 damage. Mental. Because it didn't occur to me that I had that ring equipped. It auto-equips during a quest. And I think that I just didn't think about it. Like I just didn't go, I should take it off. And then I never looked at my rings again because I so rarely pick up rings, and I really liked the 2 that I had. Like I had one that made me carry more and one that gave me a significant health boost. And I was like, I'm never going to change those. All the other rings are kind of shit. I was wrong. I should have looked at the rings I had equipped. I was just like, I love my 2 rings. I don't need to look at any of this. Dude. 1 damage. Absolutely bonkers. So yeah, there are some fights that, like, I did every side quest that I came across in that game. I'm a big Dragon's Dogma person, okay? I love the first game. Freaked out when the second game was announced. Never expected it. I really had a good time. I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. They're a 7 out of 10, but something about those games I really love. And so I did every side quest that I found, but I didn't read a guide to go out of my way to find other ones. So I finished it in 56 hours. And I was like, how many of those hours was just it taking me a really long time to kill every boss though? How many did I add on? 10 hours? Because I couldn't do any damage? It was, oh man. Because I had to Google it eventually. I was like, this is taking way too fucking long. This one in particular, there's something wrong. And so I Googled it and I found on Reddit people being like, yeah, you have the ring equipped. I guess it happened to more people than not, but I'm stubborn and love difficult video games, so I just let it be really hard for a really long time before I finally looked it up. Before I finally admitted defeat and was like, I need to Google this, fuck it. So honestly, the game might have been better for you than most because it becomes a joke and how easy it is later on. Maybe. I mean, again, I didn't die. Like, none of these bosses killed me, but that was because I was playing as mage, so I was just buffing the pawns and giving them, like, elemental attacks. So basically, my pawns were killing everything. Not me. Oh, nuts. Thank you, Ephemeral Eel. But I still had a good time, and like if I do play New Game Plus, like I'm trying to talk myself out of it because I try to play like a variety of games and not just the same game, and I really want to replay Elden Ring for the DLC, and I'm actually like, I know there's a lot of drama about it, but I'm actually really happy to hear that Hellblade 2 is short because I want to play Hellblade 2, so I could do that and then replay Elden Ring, and then Elden Ring DLC is my thought. I don't know. You can literally one-shot dragons with one spell late game. What spell, though? I mean, when I finally did the last... sorry, this is getting very Dragon's Dogma specific for anyone who hasn't played it. The Unmoored World beams, when I did the last one, which was the one outside Vernworth, that was the only one that I got to do with the ring off. So I took the ring off and did that one, and it was like... maybe 5 minutes, and I was like, you fucking shitting me? Yeah, I don't have the Meteorin though. I don't have that because that's Mystic Spearhand or Sorcerer or something. I don't think that's a mage ability. Is this a fake gamer meetup point? Welcome, you passed the test. Not a fake gamer, a very average Matt. It's Sorcerer? Yeah. So I like the mage a lot because I did try and change to other vocations. And I changed a couple of times. I would always miss... I don't know how to pronounce it because I've never needed to say it. Adenodine. If you play as just mage, you have a spell that you can use to heal yourself. And when I didn't have it, I would habitually keep trying to use it and couldn't, and it drove me kind of nuts. But I also love that healing spell does the opposite to zombies, which I think is really cool. Like if you use the healing spell, because it has like a little AoE, it like kind of surrounds you. If zombies are in your vicinity, it will drain their health because a healing spell has the opposite effect on zombies, which I thought was really cool. Magic Archer has a spell that hurts you for using it, but you can one-shot endgame dragons. Gotcha, yeah. I knew what you meant. I figured you didn't mean one-shot. What, are you buying them? Was another thing in BG3 too. Yeah, it's a D&D thing, like top to bottom. And like Dragon's Dogma is definitely very D&D in a lot of ways, so. Always wondered if you wore a wig because your hair looks fake. Nope. It's my real hair. I also don't have extensions, and always take it as such a big compliment whenever, like, I don't know how you prove that, because people often accuse me of it. Like, you can see where all my roots are, and there's nothing clipped in here, right? It's all my real hair. Nothing compliments me more than a woman, usually like a hairdresser or somebody, going, "That's your real hair?" Like, any hairstylist or hairdresser goes, "Oh my god." Sometimes they'll take pictures and send it to their friends, or like they'll call people over and they'll be like, "This is her real hair." And I'm always like, "Thank you so much," because it's a lot of effort. But the truth is, with the white hair, people always think it's high maintenance. It's actually the opposite. You just have to do very little. You have to like not put any heat on it. Don't style it, which I don't. You try not to wash it too much. I wash it probably every 5 days. You can't overbrush it. Like, obviously I brush it every day, but you can't do it too much or you'll break it. So it's like, it's actually just that you have to do less, not more. So that's it. Thank you, Freddy GG21. You do to get those shoulder gains. Thank you for noticing. I have been working on my shoulders lately. I use my Instagram subscriptions to talk about fitness stuff. The reason I do that, for the record, I'm donating proceeds from it. It's not making any money anyway, but is because people, like, I used to do that on Tumblr back in the day when I first started losing weight, and I had like almost entirely female followers. And then when I started working at IGN and Rooster Teeth, they got a bunch more dudes, and dudes will really make it about them if you like post about fitness. Like, women are definitely talking about fitness and having fitness pages that are mostly followed by women, but like, because I already have so many dudes in my audience from the places that I've worked, they just don't really register that it's not about what they think, and it gets kind of gross. So I made the Instagram subscription so that I can kick people out whenever I want to. But yeah, I use it to talk about fitness, and I've not changed weight in like 3 months now. My plan now is to try to gain 5 to 10 pounds as lean muscle. I think it'll take a pretty long time, but I'm working on it. It takes a while to gain lean muscle slowly, because if you eat too much, you'll just gain fat. So, it is what it is. How does it feel to almost have dated Fantastic? I don't know if I should comment. I guess I can. I shot that tape with Rahul. So technically I have read for Sue Storm as well. In that, or whoever the character was. I don't think they even had names. I guess I assumed, but I don't actually know. Comments are either gross or backseating fitness. No, a lot of it is just, there's certainly a lot of fitness backseating across the board. Fitness is like a tough thing, and everyone thinks they know what they're talking about, and a lot of people don't. Like, even PTs will give you different advice, right? But it's that if you're showing your body, they assume you're doing it to sexually entice them. And that is not the case. I would prefer if my Instagram subscriptions was all women. And it is a lot of women, actually, which is cool. But there's nothing I can really do about that at this point. I'm trying to get more female followers. It's tough. I think, like, I would obviously have more female followers than most men who make the kind of content that I do. But, like, the channels that I have the most followers in common with, on YouTube, it's Asm and Gold, and then Skill Up. They're always my top two, meaning that we have the most subscribers in common. And I think, like, the kind of content that I make would probably sit somewhere between those two. If you look at like the types of, like, I'm not either of them, but I'm like, I can understand why we have audience overlap in the kind of stuff we talk about. And women just don't really watch that kind of content. It is what it is. So plan is to use more of the second channel, my IRL channel, which I have been doing for more vloggy stuff or more makeup stuff or stuff that girls are a little more into. Not that many female gamers. It's not that. There are tons of female gamers. It's just that women don't consume the same kind of gaming content. I mean, even I don't. I don't watch game reviews. I don't watch videos where people talk about the games industry at all. I think it's a little different for me because I work in it, so like I'm just talking to my friends about it all the time, but I don't watch any of that kind of stuff. So it's like, I even know I've got some friends, What's Good Games, that's a entirely female-led gaming podcast, and their statistics are the same as every other thing they've ever worked on. It's just women just don't consume. Women play loads of video games. Women will watch reactions. Women will watch Let's Plays. I think women probably watch a lot of Let's Plays, to be honest. They just don't watch, like, the editorial stuff that I make. It's not as, for whatever reason, it's just not as interesting to women. It's not like I don't have any women. And again, I would guess that I have more women than everyone else who makes the same kind of content that I do, but it's just not appealing to women. For whatever reason. Milder version of Asman, rougher version of Ralph. Yeah, I get that. I could see that being a thing. Thank you, Wood of Thy Morning. Any advice for getting back into video game job hunt? Getting laid off from my concept art job on Friday. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I've never been laid off, so truthfully, I wouldn't really know how to help. But if I've seen anything from the layoffs and talking to people about it, it's to make sure that your information is extremely accessible. People are still trying to hire. I've had friends message me and be like, hey, can you tell this person, because I was interested in like their art, to actually have a link on their Twitter to where I can find their art and contact them. So, only fired from Funhouse? I wasn't fired from Funhouse. I left Funhouse to work at Sony Santa Monica Studio. YNWA. Alex Smith, thank you very much. Am I looking forward to Summer Game Fest? Will I be in it? I'm looking forward to Summer Game Fest. Will I be in it? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I am doing a live show in LA with Giant Bomb, though. Which, what day is that? Let me check. If you're in LA, you can come say hi. It is on June 9th. So yeah, I'll be there. That'd be cool. I'll be there. Do you want to come say hi? You can come say hi. That's where I'll be. If you watch gaming YouTube, the algorithm starts recommending you so many shouty dudes. Yeah. And again, I think that like I do sort of make content within that sphere. I'm not a shouty dude, but you know, it is what it is. Congratulations, Scalifornia, confirmed, not fake gamer. Huge for you. Hey, congrats, Mo Chocolate. Nice to see you here. Are you doing any convention appearances in the future? I have one next year, but otherwise I don't really do a lot of conventions. Thank you, Gapelia. Lord or the Hobbit. Obviously Lord of the Rings. When did I start liking writing? Oh boy, I was like 6 years old. I've written fiction since I could write. I used to go to my mom's work and write little books and stuff on their computers when I was 8. And I would print them out and give them to people. So I've been writing my whole life. Curious if there's been a change of energy that you've noticed with 2 weeks to Xbox Showcase, IGN Live, and Summer Game Fest. Not really. It feels anticlimactic this year for whatever reason. I don't really know why. Sony and Neil Druckmann said about creating games with AI. Didn't you have a hissy fit over Xbox doing it? No. My stance is not changed at all. I feel very negatively about and will not play any game that ships having external dialogue written by AI. That's my stance. Same as art. That's my stance. You can have whatever stance you want. Hissy fit is bold. All I did was quote tweet one thing regarding In-World AI, which is a separate company, not Xbox, saying that I wouldn't play their games. And I still won't, and I wouldn't if a Sony game was made with In-World AI. Which is specifically because they are focused on dialogue. And that's my whole thing about AI, top to bottom, is you have to choose, and I'll hold out on that for as long as I can, right? But you just have to choose what you think is the right thing to do. And again, I'm going to hold out on it for as long as I can because I want writers and artists to stay employed. It being a Sony game or a Nintendo game or an Xbox game makes no difference to me. If it has dialogue that is published externally, that is written by AI, I will not play it. I will not play a game that has art published externally. Again, internal dev tools are different. If they're using internal tools to generate things, but then it's given to an artist in the public version, it does not have the AI, I'm okay with that. But again, it's so messy. You have to pick the things that you care about and the things you don't care about. I won't play things written by AI or with art made by AI. That's my stance. And I'm not against all AI either. That would be silly. This is AI. My background blow is AI. I'm not against all AI there. And also there's just a lot of shit in video games that uses AI. And there's a lot of shit in video games that like right now they're really trying to sell you on this stuff that we can already do. It's really weird. I mean, it's not weird. It's making NVIDIA fuck tons of money. So obviously it's a push from these brands to do that. But yeah, that's my stance. Again, what Neil said, I'm not a fan of. But my stance is the same. I will not play a game written by AI, and I definitely did not throw a hissy fit about Xbox in any way. It wasn't even to do with Xbox. It was in-world AI, where I won't. All I said in the hissy fit you're referring to is I will not play any game that in-world AI has worked on. That's all I said, and I stand by that for as long as I can. For as long as I can. Does that mean you wouldn't watch, for example, Late Night with the Devil, who has a few images that was made by AI? No judgment, just curious. So I watched that movie before I knew that. I'm sticking to video games. I'm not against watching or looking at stupid AI art that people have made on the internet, right? I'm trying to stick to video games. But that movie specifically, so I know people who've worked on that movie. And what they did is not what the public thinks they did at all. So I also, I guess, have that extra context. But so the short answer is, I don't know yet. Like, this is all so new. I still have to figure out what I am and what I'm not comfortable with, right? And I'm sure it'll change. And I think I'm drawing a line in the sand with no writing, no art. For as long as I can withhold that. That is what I feel is the right thing to do. That's what feels right to me. Make up your own call. If it's movies, maybe. I haven't thought about it. I'm not sure. I don't know the answer. But what they did in that movie is different to what you think, in that they didn't have money. They did not have money. Everyone's like, they had this budget. They could have just hired an artist. So they actually did hire an artist. The artist generated a whole fucking ton of art options. The artist is the person who did this, not some random exec. The artist generated a bunch of images, like 100, I don't know how many, but they generated a whole bunch. And then I guess they were like, I like this one the most. And then they edited it. So AI generated it. They edited it. But it was the artist who did that. They paid the artist to do that. So it's not like an artist lost a job. That was a choice that an artist made, which I think is like a bit different to what people think happened there. It was the person using AI that took the job. Yeah, the artist still got paid and still did edit the image. And I think it fucking sucks. And it's so clearly like they edited it, but they didn't edit it very well. You can tell there's like bones that don't make sense and shit, you know? But that one did not happen the way people think it did. And what I really care about is keeping creatives employed. And it's not even that. It's not about keeping creatives employed. Does that matter to me? Yes. It's more that, and this is so existential, and I get that it sounds overdramatic, just my stance, I'm not trying to push it on anybody. I don't see the point of mankind if we are not at the very least sharing art with one another. That is part of culture. That is how you broaden how you feel about things. That's why I care about it. Like, what is mankind? What is humanity? What are we living for, if not to at least share genuine, authentic experiences? So there are like ways that we can talk about writing in video games benefiting from AI. Again, it's shit that we can kind of already do, but the soul of humanity is exactly right. Totally. I care about consuming creativity. I care about, as a human, watching something made from the perspective of another person and knowing that the sum of their experiences as an individual went into that, and not the sum of something a fucking machine told them would be good at an algorithm. Like, that's, again, sounds overdramatic, but that's how I feel about it. Obviously, I'm a writer and I would like to stay a writer for the rest of my life. So like, that's not a facet of it. But it means more to me than that. But yeah, where video games are concerned, there are benefits we can have, or like, it's so stupid because most of the shit that they keep saying AI can do, we can already do. It just requires a little more effort. You would still have to write the dialogue, and you could have AI rearrange the dialogue. I'm totally cool with that happening. If you write a paragraph, 3 paragraphs, and they are reordered, or the sentences are reordered based on the context of the player, like, again, we can kind of already do that and kind of already do that, but like heighten that experience a little. I'm okay with that. I'm just not okay with dialogue that ships, that is in the public version, being written just as machine learning. That's it. And yeah, again, it would obviously apply to a Sony game or any other game. There's no point me tweeting about the thing Neil said when it's like I've already shared my stance in so many places. I shared the stance in that Pal World video. Like, it would be weird every time someone talks about AI for me to comment on it every time, it just kind of wouldn't make sense. But yes, if it is in a Sony game, I'm still going to have that stance where I'm not going to play it. AI has to be a tool, not a replacement. Yeah, there are limits to that, though. I worry about that a little. Like, yes, a tool, but tools have replaced a lot of industries, and that's scary too. But we'll see. We'll see. Still have time to game. What are you playing and most excited for? Yeah, I just finished Dragon's Dogma 2 yesterday. I'm planning to replay Elden Ring before I play the DLC, and I want to play through Hellblade again and Hellblade 2. So, can we even tell if articles or stories are written using AI at this point? Oh my god, yes, Jenny. Yes, we can tell. Oh my god, yes. It's so obvious right now. It's fucking atrocious. If you like Google my name, I've done it before, a Googling myself video, which I try to avoid doing as much as possible. I would prefer not to be perceived. You can tell. AI being pushed to save and cut time in production, whether remaking videos, movies, computations, etc. True. AI is going to get better and better. That will change, though. Okay. I don't know that I agree with that. So, AI, we're kind of misusing the word. As it stands, AI requires a bunch of data. And it can't really get smarter. The tools can be improved, like we've seen with ChatGPT, but it doesn't have like exponential ability to get smarter. It's like we treat it like the more information it has, the smarter it will get. But it's still just pulling a bunch of shit from the internet. That's why the Google one is so funny. And it has to. It has to have a huge data set to pull from. So like, it will have more access to information, but that's not it getting smarter. But the Google one, like, because it's pulling from Reddit, because that's a thing on the internet, it's like there was I might make a video about this for tomorrow. There was one that was like, we recommend drinking 2 to 3 liters of urine a day for pregnant women, because somebody on Reddit made a joke about that. And so because the AI is trying to make sure that it's pulling from real people, it's pulling from Reddit. But once the whole of the fucking web is written by AI, and that's the data set that it has to pull from, it's just going to be regurgitating other AI. And it's going to be like, I'm so sure that the name of this game is something that I'm not allowed to say anymore. Telephone. It's not what that was called in Australia when I was a kid. Telephone. Where it's just gonna make itself fucking stupid. You know what I mean? So like, is AI going to improve? Yes. The way that ChatGPT wrote a screenplay a year ago versus now is crazy. It can write a fully formatted screenplay now, but I actually don't know that it can improve on the issues with its writing, which is it doesn't really understand the fundamentals of character or of why people care, because it's just pulling from a bunch of shit on the internet. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's not going to improve, it is, but it is also just still really just a thing that's just based on its data set. And the way it ingests the data can improve, but it's like, it's going to start ingesting other AI data, and that's a fucking mess. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're also like, the companies who are doing this are the same companies who are banking on NFTs. Like, they're really just trying to make as much money from us as possible. So yeah, there's a lot of information about the exponential benefits of AI and how fantastic AI is. So, you know, we're running out of good data. I like, the death of the internet right now is super interesting. It's really wild to watch. That's what I'm saying. AI starts to consume AI data, which I think it like is pretty close to doing. It's just shuffling pieces around and getting better at it, not making new pieces. Totally. You use zero AI in your workflow? No, of course not. You use AI all the time. Something telling me if I've misspelt a word is AI. again, this background blur is AI. I'm not anti-AI. I'm just against, or at least I will not participate in the funding of specific creative outlets or visions being replaced by AI. That's it. I'm not anti-AI. Are we witnessing the burning of the virtual library of Alexandria? That's interesting. No, and that humans will continue to make stuff. We're obsessed with expression. It's what makes us feel alive, you know? So no, the human expression will not be erased, but it is getting harder and harder to find things written by a human. So like now, every time I Google anything, I put Reddit on the end of it, but the companies know that we're doing that because Reddit has gone up, like Reddit readership has gone up by 300%. So it's very clear that people have gone, oh, they're not using Google because Google's flooded with shitty AI articles. Let's go to Reddit. So AI is just going to flood Reddit pretty soon. So it's like, it's not the digital burning of the libraries at Alexandria. It's more the access to information is going to become sort of useless because it's not really going to be information anymore, which is like very late to figure out how sad that is, in that we had it so good and we wasted our time arguing with each other. We had access to everything you could ever want to know, peer-reviewed articles, and we decided to argue with each other. Crazy. Anyway, everybody, related. So we are raising money today for Creators for Palestine. I need to get the little thingy up. But we also still have the BioShock Collector's Edition to give away, which, by the way, everybody, when I looked, was going for like $3,000 on eBay. But you don't have to worry about that. I am giving it to you. Let me get a little Tiltify overlay, stream overlay. Here we go. So we can put that up. Yeah. Thank you, Gaston and Geek Wisdom 2019. Yeah, we'll do the giveaway when we hit, well, I mean, 1,000 subs is pretty far away, but we could try. What do? I do browser. There you go. Look at all that money they've raised. And oh no, we hit the milestone today, actually. There'll be a creator stream with a bunch of the people who are a part of this campaign. I will not be on it because it is during my work hours, of course. Have I played Hellblade 2 yet? I have not. Hey Charles, I hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you, my friend. I'm doing a PhD at the topic of investigating the literary potential of video game interactivity. I was wondering if you'd be interested in an interview in the future once I have everything set up and the topic finalized with my university. I don't do those, I'm sorry. Because I had people lie about it and say that they were interviewing me for university papers, and then it just like went on their shitty website or their YouTube or whatever with really gross headlines. So I will not do that, I'm sorry. I have a huge sub drop off tomorrow as well. Will I? Is that how it works? On the 28th? I have not seen Furiosa yet. I do intend to, though. Just haven't yet. Thank you, Junior. My favorite movie so far this year. I don't feel like I've seen a ton of movies this year. What came out this year? I did really like Late Night with the Devil. I'm forgetting. Dune 2 was pretty solid. Thank you, Jaunty 2. I've not tried Animal Well yet, no. So stoked that Donkey's first game is being well received, though. Like, the discourse surrounding that when he announced it was really annoying. Yeah, I was really hoping it would work out. Can't wait for Deadpool and Wolverine. Dude, it looks so good. So good. Joker 2 doesn't appeal to me a ton because I don't love a musical. Something about them makes me uncomfortable. I wish I could explain to you what it is, but something about them makes me uncomfortable. Thank you, Jakes. I appreciate that. Speaking of Bioshock, have you seen the trailer for Judas from the creators of Bioshock? Yes. In fact, I saw the trailer for that about 5 years ago. Saw that game a long time ago. Yeah, no, I don't like musicals. Again, it makes me uncomfortable. Something about people breaking into song, I'm just not here for it. I can't do it. He's using AI, by the way. He said so at Colin already. Yeah, I know he's using AI. In fact, I know exactly how he's using AI. In fact, I may have alluded to exactly how he's using AI in this very video. But I'm not concerned with the way that he's using AI. I am fine with it. It's not the thing that bothers me, but I could talk about that game. I saw it fucking ages ago. But, I'll let him do that himself. Obviously. Thank you, CSK Baba. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Appreciate you, my friend. Did I watch X-Men 97? No, I've heard good things, but I didn't watch the X-Men cartoon when I was a kid or anything, so I don't have the attachment to it. But I also I have trouble finding time to watch TV really at all, unfortunately. Thank you, Jushbaka and Bozy Ninja. It was indeed before my time. But yeah, I've heard people love it. Yeah, again, I know exactly what Judas's approach is, but I won't talk about it because then they can talk about it. So, what is my day job? I'm a writer with Sony Santa Monica Studio. I'm on the design team, but I am a full-time writer. Well, I'm not full-time technically. I say full-time because I work full-time hours. I work 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. But legal note, I put it in my description and everything. I'm a contract writer by choice. Long time, obviously. Not a Sony employee. I do not work for Sony. I am contracted out to Santa Monica Studio. Don't work for Sony. Independence is great. I do have to pay for all of my own health insurance, and that is less great. Do I like hopeless romantic or feel-good movies? Also, no. Rom-com might be my least favorite genre. I think the not liking musicals thing is probably an autism thing. It's just something about people breaking into song to express themselves makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want anything to do with it. And I went and saw Hamilton and everyone was freaking out about it. And I was like, no. So do you like going to concerts? Only if I drink. I have to drink. And I realized that when I stopped drinking, that I am now uncomfortable with live music. So. See, I don't hate joy in film. It's not that. I just need things to be very grounded, I think, maybe. I don't know. Are we streaming any showcase events? I'm planning to stream all of them, so long as they're outside of my work hours. But the Summer Game Fest, I think, is on Saturday, so I'll definitely be streaming that. I have to get a timeline of when everything is, but yeah. Don't think it's autism, it's just not wanting to be lame. It's definitely not that. I'm lame in a lot of ways and okay with it. Even with it being an artist you really enjoy? Yeah. Which I'm also pretty sure is an autism thing. So the problem that I have with live music, which again, as long as I drink, I'm okay. I have to have some beers. I had to do the same thing at the Anfield game. So it's I quit drinking, but I'm not 100% sober. And then I will still use it for live events to make sure I have fun. I just need 2 beers and then I'm okay. I'm just too self-aware. I get really in my own head and I'm like, am I singing too loud? I don't know what to do with my hands. And I don't feel like that most of the time. It's only like live music or live sports that does that to me. Something about the atmosphere of a bunch of people just like behaving as people makes me feel like I'm really fucking weird. I know no one's looking at me. It's not judgment that I'm worried about. I'm not worried about them judging me. I'm not worried about what anyone else thinks. It's just that I feel like there's a performative aspect to it when there's not. For everyone else, they're being like totally natural. But if I drink, that stops bothering me. That's it. Again, not that uncommon for people with autism. So, saw the Buff DD2 post. Did you finish the game? I did. Yes. How was the Super Bowl that one year when you went in LA? Yeah, that was awesome. But I drank, so I just need beer for live sports, live music, and then I'm fine. Otherwise, what am I doing with my hands? Self-aware as you know how others see you. Yeah, but I'm not self-conscious. Like, it's like I'm not thinking, oh no, other people are judging me. I don't care about that. I maybe can't articulate the feeling. You are LFC supporter? Sure am. How did I find Oppenheimer? I really liked Oppenheimer. I have a review video up about Oppenheimer. I didn't think it was perfect, but I thought it was very, very good. Grounded is your favorite TV series, The Wire? I haven't seen it. My favorite TV show is Breaking Bad. Thank you, Linux Cole. My favorite movie, I love Hereditary. I like Old Boy. I loved Parasite. I love Arrival. You could argue that Arrival is a feel-good movie, sort of. No, it's not really. It's fucking sad. I think Arrival is one of my favorites. Yeah, I like things that are a little fucked up. Breaking Bad over Sopranos, they close? No, I think I prefer Breaking Bad to Sopranos by a lot, but Sopranos is fantastic and like is a part of me now. How did you and Rahul meet? Through friends. Very boring. Have I watched any of Susie Hunter's videos? Susie's a friend of mine. I've watched little bits of her videos. The truth is, I have a lot of friends who are content creators who I've never watched a full video from. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, so I have watched some Eddie Burback videos. I've never seen a full Nikki Jakey video. Never seen a full Ethan video. I've not seen a full Susie video. I've not seen a full Skill Up video. Okay. Have I ever casually watched one of my own videos? God, no. I'm just not a YouTube person. I'm weird about how I watch things as well, obviously. Nikki Jakey, some of the best YouTube out there. Yeah, but as a personal friend, there's something about when you're friends with somebody. I would just ask him what he thought of something. You know? If you have a beer, can you watch your own videos? I don't feel uncomfortable watching my own videos. It's just, why would I? I know what I think. What information would I get from watching my own videos? Why would I do that? Waste of time. You think Mo's gonna leave? I don't know. I don't think Virgil's gonna leave. Which people were hypothesizing. Mo? It's a good question, my friend. I don't know. You seen the meme asking Australians to say the name Mojo Jojo? I have. Here's how I say Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo. It's not Mojo Jojo. It's Mojo Jojo. Did you watch your own stuff is a big I've never edited a video question. Also true? Yeah. So look, since I changed the way I make YouTube content, it now takes me about an hour to make a YouTube video or record. I record for an hour. And then it takes me like 3 hours to edit that into a 10 to 15 minute video. So I watch my own videos all the fucking time. I don't need to watch them again. Oh, thank you, Remedy Ian. Those arms are looking jacked. I have been lifting weights again. So thank you so much. I'm trying to gain some muscle back. You can get that fashion designer from the UK back on your show. He was German, Radio. He was German. Distinctly German. I don't remember what his name was. Da, 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 da. Did you used to have a harder no than no when you lived in Australia? No. I never said no. But... and that's like regional. But the way I said A sounds was a little different. Like, I would pronounce... I know the way I said the word games. I now say games. Most of you aren't going to hear this, but I can hear it when I hear myself speak. It was more in the back of my throat. Like, I go games. I now say games. It used to be games. Does that make sense? Can you hear the difference? Games, games. So it's like A sounds sound a little different. Some O sounds sound a little different. And I've taken on all of the American things where things are shorter. So I say awesome instead of awesome. Australians say awesome. I say awesome because it's faster. So I think I just picked that one up really quickly because you just get it out faster. Awesome. I swap between saying ass and arse depending on context. Some things are ass, some things are arse. Use both. What about the A in Legend of Zelda? That wouldn't have changed. Legend of Zelda. I don't think that would sound any different. It's if it's in the middle of a word. Just some vowel sounds have changed a little. How do I feel after Klopp has left Liverpool? I cried a lot. I was there in person. It's one of the best days of my life. I cried a lot. How do I feel? Really sad. Scared but hopeful. Arnie Slot seems solid. And if we don't win, it's okay. We've only won one Premier League. So like it's not like I'm expecting, like it's not, look, it would suck to be at the middle of the table after all, but that's going to happen eventually. You know, clubs come up and down. I don't know. I think I'm okay. The upper inflection on A has a distinctly Aussie ring to it. It's probably what it is, yeah. What about the in consumer? Is that a particularly Australian thing? Yeah, so like I say consumer, I say tissue. Wait, we all say tissue. Tuesday, YouTube. Again, Australia is a big country. Australia is the same size as the US, so I can't tell you that anything that I do, everyone does. But yes, that is an Australian thing to say consumer, but not everyone in Australia does that. It depends where you're from or whatever. I did visit York, yes. What did I think about it? It was okay. I thought it was very pretty, but it was really rainy, so the UK. Is Callie having a heat wave right now? I wouldn't have called it a heat wave. It's just kind of warm, but I wouldn't have said it was a heat wave. Skill up dialect. I mean, there are these YouTubers, Sunny V2. There's like so many just fucking Australian dude YouTubers who are like, oh, I'm trying to think of something Sunny V2 would say. I don't know. He probably does. He made a video about me. Do I have a Sunny V2 video? No, I've got an expo. Oh, Hassan did a reaction to that video apparently. In 2021? I don't think so. But they're just these guys on YouTube. You sort of talk like this. It's very like Australian guy. And they go up on the end. Does that make sense? And they all sort of... Here's what Bethesda has for us. You know what I mean? Bethesda. That's Aussie male YouTuber. That's how they all sound, okay? Aussies do inflect on the end. That is certainly a thing. A lot of people really hate it, but, you know. Thank you, 80s Mike. Thank you. Expect all Australians to be Crocodile Dundee. So that's really rare. My dad sounds a little like that. Like a little. He's got some of those vibes, but not much. But it's not common. They just talk about video games. Hey, I'm a man on YouTube who's Australian. That's how I talk. My name's Ralph. You might know me as Shill Up. They always say, you know, I have this pet peeve with streamers that, like, I've said this before, but once I tell you, you'll hear it all the time. It's mostly the people who do just chatting. They go, so, okay? Okay? It's just like constant, like, I'll say a sentence and then go, okay? And it's like a really hostile okay as a punctuation mark. And I find it really grating. Hey, this is me talking about whatever I'm talking about as a man on Twitch. And, you know, that's what I think, okay? Like, they just all fucking do it. It's aggressive. Sunny V2 drags the end of his sentences on purpose, right? For sure he does. Yeah, there's no way that he actually speaks like that. Is that little Banjo? Hey, that little Banjo? Where are you going? He just fucked off. Okay? Ralph's Gamers at the beginning of every episode of This Week in Video Games is the best thing I hear all week. I've never watched it. Gamer YouTubers overuse the instead of the. Do they? I think there are a lot of YouTubers who elongate the end of a sentence. I wonder why that's such a big trend. It's like, that's definitely common, but I couldn't tell you why. Is that little Banjo? Is that a little boy? Is my little man? Hello, Fluffy Butt. How you doing? I'm so handsome. You want me to scratch your butt? Fine. Fine. I love to scratch your butt. Hello, handsome. Oh, you're so handsome. Look at his little butt. I shook my whole screen. Oh, the little Mr. Oh, you're so cute. You're just so cute. Look at your little face. You're so handsome. How did you get so handsome, Banjo? Everybody's asking. Everybody wants to know. Everybody said, oh, that's Banjo? How did he get so fucking handsome? Hi, Bumby. Hi, Bumby. Oh, what you sniffing? You want to say hello? Would you like to say hello to the people? You mean, let me speak? Oh, that was a good one. That was so good. Mwah. Oh, you're so cute. These are the best things that happen. Can you speak? Everybody, I have some great news, by the way. Banjo Kachui, as is his name. His middle name's Norbert, from Jurgen Klopp's middle name. I'm not sure if I should announce this, but I'll just sneak it out. I'll just sneak it. You know, everybody, cone of silence, NDA. If you're in my chat right now, you're under NDA, okay? Everybody, just pretend you're all NDA'd. If you tell anybody about this, then you're gonna get sued, okay? If you're still here and you haven't left, you're under NDA, all right? That's how the law works. It'll hold up in the state of California, okay? Don't question it. You're so cute. Banjo is voice acting in a video game. Banjo is going to be a voice in a video game. We're recording his little woos. He's a voice actor. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever heard? Right? I'm so excited about it. So, coming to a video game near you. It's just a house full of actors. You'll hear a little Banjo go, ow, wow, wow. Which is so cute. Am I with him too? Yes, I am also in said video game. Does he get paid for it? No. But I'm really excited about it. I think he'll be so fucking cute. Is he taking over Troy Baker's? He's coming for our jobs. He's coming for all our jobs. No union? Yeah, there's no dog acting union. Actually, there is. I think SAG's like really strict about that stuff. I'm pretty sure. Calling Peter. You're not allowed. You signed the NDA. You're in the chat. You signed the NDA. You're not allowed. Okay? You get out of here with that. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be so fucking cute. That my little man is an actor. He's going to voice little Banjo. I have an agenda to get him in as many video games as possible. He's in a comic book. He's now in 2 video games. Anytime anyone needs a dog, I'm just going to be like, you need a dog? I have one. Because I have, you know what's crazy about that? I have one of those. Isn't that nuts? What if Banjo? He's right here. And he's so cute. So yeah, very excited about it. I also, I have a ton of acting this year. Got a video game. I've got 3 video games. Is it only 3? Yeah, 3 video games. 1 animated thing. And a movie. Which has been fun. Ba 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 ba. Banjo isn't in the next Mike Flanagan project. I'll riot. Listen, Banjo is not well behaved enough to pull that off. I need to go get a tissue. I will be right back. Hey Banjo, could you look after the stream? Banjo, could you look after the stream? Could you make sure that they're on their best behavior, please? You speak. You speak. You speak. Oh, you're such a good boy. Look at you. He's so fucking cute. He's so fucking cute. All right, I'll be right back. No, we're not going that way, bud. You're all still under NDA, right? Nobody broke the NDA while I was away? Nobody tell anyone. Don't fucking tell anyone. Ay, ay, ay. Is Pedro Pascal now that Banjo gave him a role? He'd be so good. Thank you, Fusion Ice Phoenix. How gross is it that Darwin was getting all the hate to the point where he deleted all his LFC Insta posts? Yeah, it's, I find Darwin very frustrating to watch. It's really fucking annoying. So I understand why he receives criticism. But the fact that he deleted all the posts is really sad. Banjo Dexter article incoming. Are they gonna start it with what did they call me? Unknown gamer? I don't remember what it was that they credited me as because they just fucking did it at someone else. Oh, I don't remember what the name was. Unknown gamer, uncredited gamer, or just gamer? I think it might have just been gamer. Very funny. Do you have any aspirations for on-screen acting at all? I'm sure Rahul's stories are exciting. So the movie I'm doing is on screen. Not really. So like, look, yes and no. I have no aspirations to be an actor and like to be a famous actor and to be in the biggest of film and TV. I don't have any of those aspirations. However, I do find it fun and I am getting a lot better. I think that I was not great to start with, which, fair enough. I had 0 training. But I've improved a lot. And so it's like, do I have aspirations? No. But is it a thing that I enjoy and want to do with friends on cool projects? Yes. Does that make sense? So it's like I am doing more of it this year, obviously, where I can outside of work hours, and I find it fun. But it's not like it's like a goal for me, if that makes sense. Like if no one hired me as an actor again tomorrow, that would be fine. Wouldn't care. But I do like doing it and am doing more of it. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. It's a thing that I'm finding fun, that I'm enjoying getting better at, that I like doing with people I like, that I'm sure I will continue to do more of where I can. But it's not like I'm trying to like have a whole career shift. Thank you, oh holy. And oh no, Jojo. Do I have an office chair recommendation? I was trying to Google, got overwhelmed. Mine is a Herman Miller. They are the goats. But so not seeking it out, but if the right thing falls in your lap, sort of. I'd be willing to do more auditions, but I think that I would be very picky about saying yes because I'm not trying to make it a job. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Thank you, fabled ass effect. Do I have any expectations from Gears of War 6? I've liked Gears a lot less after 3, personally. That felt like the end to me. Obviously, I'm in Gears 5. It's a great game. But I'm, like, not as interested in Gears these days, personally. What are my predictions for this year's Summer Game Fest or the Xbox Showcase? No idea, dude. I'm so outside of gaming news at this point. Look, all I want to see is Fable. And I do know some things about that game that are interesting to me. No further comment. But I really want to see that. Top of my list. I guess, are we expecting Starfield DLC? That would be nice. I want a reason to go back to Starfield. Silk Song, I guess, is a thing that we should be pushing in on. Don't know. Cliff has been saying he wants to help with the development of a Gears game. Do you think that might add in some new life if they actually call him in? Look, Cliff's great at what he does, but I don't think there's an issue with Gears. Like, Gears 5 is a good-ass video game, and I don't doubt that Gears 6 would be a good-ass video game. It's just kind of that I was so emotionally invested in that shit. I loved Gears. I read all the books, I have the comics. Like, I love those games. And I just kind of was happy to close the chapter because I was happy with the conclusion to the story that I had in that world. So it's like, I don't think there's a problem with Gears. I just don't need more of it. It's the same way I feel about Mass Effect. I get why people want more Mass Effect. I don't need more. Sometimes I'm like okay with a franchise and I'm like, I'm good. Hey, I had a great time with the part that I had. Like, I'm Star Wars. I don't need fucking any more Star Wars ever. I am okay. The only thing missing in the new Gears to me compared to the old ones is lack of gore. Really? Are they less gory? I don't know. Did you fix the PC or is it just a painting now? Yeah, it's just a painting. We've got the parts. I just need to actually fix it. So everything's running on a laptop for me right now. Felt the same way about Halo for a long time. I would say same. Yeah, Halo ended for me with ODST and Reach. So, like, even that's more than most, right? Like, the fact that 3 wasn't the end is actually impressive when that was, like, one of the biggest fucking video game launches of my life. But I love ODST and Reach. Since then, have not cared too much. I did get really excited about Infinite. I haven't even finished that campaign out of stubbornness because I was originally waiting for it to be co-op. I've played every Halo game co-op. I played through Halo games with my friend Matt, who died in a car accident. And he's like one of the only friends that I had who died really young. And I think that because of that, I've always tried to, like, Halo's a co-op game. You play Halo with a friend? I always want to play Halo with a friend. We played through Halo 3 together a million times. It was a long time ago, but yeah, I think, like, in my head I'm very stubborn about is co-op. And then they announced that there would be no co-op, and I was like, how fucking dare you? How dare you? But Halo is co-op. So, I don't know. People really liked the campaign, and I was really interested. And I do think Halo Infinite multiplayer is super fun. It feels like OG Halo a lot more than the newer 4 and 5 do. But, yeah, I just never played through it. It is what it is. See, a BO6 drops day 1 on Game Pass? Of course it does, right? Why would it not? Do I miss events like E3? You know, when I left IGN, the one thing that I wanted to stay for was E3. I was like, I fucking love E3. It's the best. I'm so sad to be leaving behind an IGN E3. And then it never existed again. And I was like, well, hey, the only thing I was worried about is gone now. So it kind of felt nice in a weird way. But I think Summer Game Fest is still E3 adjacent. It's not like it's completely gone. I do feel like a lot of magic is gone from gaming across the board, though. Like, the community is just full of so much hostility. And like, I have that video I made, I'm sick of fake gamers, and I stand by that, where it's just so many people who want to be mad about video games who don't even want to like them. And so I think kind of the fun of E3 is sort of gone, because like everyone's so snarky and ready to be angry about everything. And instead of like a bunch of people getting together and being excited about the medium, a lot of it feels like people waiting to find controversy or things to be mad about. And I feel like that didn't happen when I was younger, and that's a newer thing. So I don't know. The community part of it's kind of gone anyway. All these people fucking hate video games. Do I miss working with the folks at IGN? Yeah, I had a great time working at IGN. It was a hard job, and I didn't get paid very well. And yeah, but do I miss it? No, but I still have friends who work there, and yeah. Please teach me your ways of avoiding YouTube and social media. I'm too busy to watch stuff, but the social media, I have timers on all my apps, so I can't use social media. People aren't like that at events, though. The vibe is good, is it not? Yeah, but the events are barely in person. They're all streamed now, so you don't get the like actual sense of community so much, Is Damon as handsome IRL? I'm not a huge fan of Damon, personally. There's only 2 people I didn't like at IGN, and he was one of them. I'm not a huge fan. Clicked and hope you're not a fake gamer. Confirmed. Hey, certification, not a fake gamer. Congratulations. You're here. You made it. Real gamer confirmed. I was so pleasantly surprised by video games this year. I'm just happy as the first started long ago. I don't know what that sentence means, but I'm really glad to hear that, Drom. I think, yeah, gaming this year has been pretty solid for me. Last year was fantastic, obviously. What else am I excited about this year? I'm not making the same kind of content, and I don't do previews anymore. I'll do like reviews for certain things, like just as like shorts, but they really changed the way I make content. I'm really enjoying playing older stuff and not feeling like I have to rush through it. Like, I'm going to replay Elden Ring, and then I'm going to start the DLC, and it's going to take me a really long time to replay the game because I'm going to do it slowly. So I will be playing the DLC later than everyone else, and that doesn't matter anymore, and it's really fucking nice. Oh, hey, Tam. Yeah, did you just... I was talking about Elden Ring before I even saw you in the chat. Did he just summon me to talk about Elden Ring? Kind of seems like it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to replaying it. We were both summoned. And wow, how FromSoft of us. Am I going to IGN Live or Summer Game Fest in a couple of weeks? No, but I will be on Giant Bomb's live show, which I don't know the details for, because basically Lucy James texted me and asked, and I think that I would say yes to anything that Lucy James ever asked me to do, to be totally honest. It could be anything, and I'd be like, Lucy James asked? Of course I'll do that for you. So it is GB at Night Live from Summer Game Fest, brought to you by Giant Bomb, is on June 9th. Let me put the little... It's hosted by Jeff Grubb. I will be there in person. You can buy tickets. Here you go. A little chat in there for you. A little link in there for you. I'll have details very soon. Great. Because, like, I'm sure Lucy told me and then I just, like, blanked, but I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what it is. I just said yes because Lucy asked. So that's the whole fucking plan. Random question. Is your birthday listed on Wikipedia correct? If so, we were born on the same day and we share the same birthday as Hideo Kojima. It must be because, yes, I share a birthday with Hideo Kojima. So every year. And also Khalif, you might know from Spawn on Me, who I've made a bunch of content with. We also share a birthday with him. But yeah, every year on my birthday, I wish Kojima a happy birthday before I even mention it myself. Lucy asks you to escort Frodo to Mount Doom. I'm doing it, dude. I'm fucking doing it. I'm going. I'm doing all of it. Anything Lucy James wants, I will say yes to. Zero hesitation. Ba, 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 da, ba. I started listening to FPS because of Skill Up, but pay attention because of Lucy. This is the way. This is the way. She's a good human. When I saw something else that my headache still subsided. I'm so surprised I still get asked about this. I think that's very kind. I had that surgery 2 years ago, and people still check in and ask all the time. So I'm always like caught off guard by it, and then I'm like, wow, the amount of you who even remember that I had migraines and then come in to ask about it. I mean, I guess it was a whole thing because of like the infection and all that. But yeah, no, I haven't had a single migraine since I had the surgery. Thank you for asking. And I always worry that I'm being boring because I talk about it at least once a stream. How's the scar? So the scar is still pretty gnarly. My hairline's all fucked up. Here. You see? This whole thing. Scar. So like it looks, yeah, that's not what a hairline is supposed to look like. But it's mostly covered. I don't really care. I don't think about it super often. But I am thinking about doing a hair transplant, which is basically they would like take hair and put it there. And the only reason that I'm thinking about it is because I am doing more acting, and it takes me so much longer in a makeup chair if I have to have a certain hairstyle. I just learned this over the weekend when I did my makeup test, to cover this scar. So I'm thinking about it. And I don't think it would be difficult because it's not a lot. It's a pretty small chunk. And I guess as somebody who has a huge forehead, always have had a big forehead, if we cover that, the only other thing is I would also need to cover this, which is my natural hairline, right? But I'm okay with that. I was like, oh, well, if I cover the scar and then I also just have to like do a little bit on this side to like smooth that out, that seems like a benefit that I can, 2 birds with 1 stone. So yeah, it's it's okay, Hubby. Hey, us big forehead people. Again, that's why I feel represented by Pamela Anderson. Okay, got a big forehead. My hair's always scruffy. I just don't feel like there are that, and obviously big titties. I just don't feel like there are that many women that are represented in part of this club. I really, every time I see a picture of her in the 90s, I'm like, and she just had her forehead and she did it and it's great. But yeah, I'm thinking about covering the scar. I'm going to look into it. I had thought about that before I cut that scar out, but obviously the scar's still there because I was doing it all through insurance rather than through like plastic surgeons, largely. So it's like, I didn't have the pros on it, it was done cheaply. So I didn't have to pay for it. And so I'm sure a plastic surgeon could have completely removed it, like a pro. I didn't do that, which I'm glad. I don't want to do that. But, yeah, I think I might get a hair. I'm going to look into it at least, like talk to people about it, get a hair transplant they just like take hair from the back of your head, like hair follicles. And then they would just fill in the scar and then to match, obviously fill in a small amount of that. And I feel like that seems really easy, but what do I know? I guess we'll find out. Isn't that a thing you can laser? No. You've never looked at me and thought big forehead? Well, thank you, but you're delusional. That said, I'm cool with it. I don't mind it. But yeah, I got a big fucking forehead, for sure. True, Pam did have implants, and not a great one, like real circle ass honkers. It's surprising me that people didn't mind, but whatever. Rihanna has a big again, you guys, I appreciate it. I have a big forehead. You don't have to act like I don't. I totally do. perspective maybe is making it look small. It's big. But it's also like when you do this. See what I mean? I have a big forehead. But it's okay. We're okay with it. You don't have to, it's very sweet of you. You don't have to try to tell me I don't. But I do. Okay. I think the hair has always been this way. Really, I actually think my face is quite proportionate. Okay. It is what it is. I got a big forehead. Oh, I think widow's peaks are cool. My forehead is totally not normal sized. It's such a weird thing to argue with people about, though. If you say so, thank you. You're being very nice. It's very kind of you. If you put your hand on your... Okay, what's this? If you put your hand on your forehead and your pinky touches your eyebrows and your... Okay, let's see. Pinky touches my eyebrows, which is here. No, sir. We got an extra little thing there. Not proportionate. I have small hands. It could be bigger. My whole family has big foreheads. I guess my dad doesn't, but my mom and my sister, we talk about it. You're like, listen, man, it is what it is. I actually feel like Australian women have big foreheads. A lot of Australian women, I don't know why, got big foreheads. It's really common when I go home and I'm like, damn, we all foreheaded up out here. Thank you, Jarvisimo. Thank you. So glad to hear your collector's edition arrived. Margot Robbie does she? She's an anomaly. She's like a perfect looking human. We have the same side forehead. Actually, I'm trying to make both of us feel better. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's okay. But if I get a hair transplant to cover the scar, which again, it's not something I think about all that often. It's only obvious if my hair is tied back, which I almost never do anyway. But it is harder for the acting stuff I've been doing. And it's a pretty simple procedure. Because like part of me was like, do I want to deal with this? But you don't go under. And the amount of men who are doing this all the fucking time in the same place, right? Because like so many men like start balding like here. It's so common. And you don't know. Like all these dudes who are doing this, you wouldn't even fucking know. Yeah, they take hair from the back of your head. If I do it, obviously I'll talk about it. Like I'll make content about it and talk about how it goes. But I'm looking into it. I'm thinking about it to just cover the scar up and then obviously do whatever I have to do to match the second side. So am I going to Turkey? I haven't thought that far ahead yet. We'll see. We will see. Tons of people flying to Turkey for it, for sure. Look, I imagine it's like really fucking expensive in the US. Turkey is good for hair transplants. Apparently that's where everybody goes. How's the lifted eyebrow? Did the swelling go down and fix it? Great question. So yes, but I have been getting the tattoo removed. So remember the when I had the scar cut out, it pulled some of my eyebrow up and my eyebrows were always a little uneven. So I had an eyebrow tattoo that brought this one higher. That has been removed. We need one more session probably. But for now, I've just been covering it with makeup and I think they look fine. I don't think you can tell. So it did require me to remove that tattoo though, which was super easy. I went to my friend Texas De La Rosa in Austin, Texas. He works at Glow Laser and Beauty and he's incredible. So yeah, once I got the tattoo removal, which is what I figured I would need to do, it's totally fine. It's still a little bit there. I just cover it with makeup and fixed it. I do microblading, right? Yes, which I love. I highly recommend. We still waiting for Liverpool vlog? Yeah, I have to put it up probably today, actually. I just have to finish editing. Texas the bartender, yes. He also did my makeup for the GDC Awards. And I talked to him about skincare stuff. Like I was really bad about skincare until recently. And I think I have like very nice skin. Like I think my skin's really nice these days. I rarely have breakouts. I'm oily, and I used to try and like not be oily, and now I just don't care. Basically, I think my skin's really clear, and you know, I'm having my complexion, whatever. And a lot of that is because of Texas. Some of that is also because of Kate Siegel. So I basically reached out to those two people and was like, hey, I think I want to actually pay attention to this. And they gave me a ton of advice. I've also been working with this brand called Geology, who has sponsored me, but they have a bunch of like I don't know, I really like their products. So, yeah. Kate is beautiful. I trust anything she says. It's fair enough. Fair enough. Beyond disappointed at your involvement in this, really wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt and hope you were just asked to join some fundraiser you know nothing about and assumed it was a good cause, but you seem the type to do research before something like this. You should know most, if not all, the charities have financial and or political ties with terrorist organizations. That is not true. But Max, aren't you the guy who like constantly gives me shit if I make sex jokes because you're uncomfortable because you're asexual? Isn't that you? Aren't you that same dude? Or at least you used to, and it was really weird and I had to ban you from YouTube for it. It's the same guy. Let's just get rid of Max. Well, I welcome criticism related to the charities, but Max coming in here and being like, why you make sex jokes? I'm ace, how dare you? And then also getting mad about this. You gotta, if I remember you for a negative reason, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're raising money. Creators for Palestine is raising money for people in Palestine. The organizations that are being used have been vetted. As I fully do think that it's shitty Zionism the minute that anybody is like, wow, really? You're raising money for Palestinians? It's going to go straight to the terrorists. You're a cunt. Like, if you default to that assumption while people are being slaughtered en masse, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. That's it. So they have been vetted quite carefully to make sure that the organizations that we are donating to, there are 4 of them, are really specifically actionably helping people who need help. That's it. And it's so weird to get any pushback on it. Like, it's incomprehensible to me that anyone would be against helping innocent people who are being bombed, regardless of your political alignment, regardless of who you support and who you don't. I just can't understand any defense against it. Maybe I'm being closed-minded, but it's like, these people are against a superpower. They're against the fucking West. They're against America. And they're just being fucking slaughtered. I don't care what you think of what organization. These innocent people are dying in the thousands. They need help. And like, are there people in Palestine who are evil? Almost definitely. There are people everywhere who are evil. Hamas, as an organization, has done some horrific shit. But that shouldn't mean that the innocent people who are being murdered don't get any help. It's just, I just cannot fucking fathom it. Like, it's indefensible to act like the people who are being killed don't need help. I just don't fucking get it at all. So yes, I'm part of the organization, which is a big group of us, actually, Creators for Palestine, who are raising money. The organizations are, let me find them. Where are they, the organizations? I can give you the list. Oh my god, Tiltify. Sometimes, Tiltify, okay, Tiltify, hear me out. Hamas, also funded by Israel, is also true. Donate. Here we go. There. Because I just always forget the actual names of them. It is MAP, UNRWA, and Heal Palestine, which are charities that we as a group vetted to the best of our ability, obviously. There's no guarantee with any charity, unfortunately, and I've certainly been tricked by that before, but they have been vetted. To making sure that they are actually actionably helping people on the ground. So, yeah. Care about people. That's all it is. People need help. Actually, big correlation between evil and small foreheads. Just because some terrorists appropriated some aid before does not mean people should cease all humanitarian support. That is totally my stance. And again, it's like incomprehensible to me that anyone could feel any other way. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It just feels like it has to be racism. It really does. Like, I hate defaulting to that, but it really feels like it has to be. It's not like it's some new concept in the West that people think all brown people are terrorists. I have a brown boyfriend. He will occasionally, on the street, be called a terrorist because he's brown. This is a common thing that has existed in Western culture long before this particular facet of the war that has also been going for a really long time. And, like, are we going to pretend that people haven't acted like brown people are terrorists for a long time? Like, are we going to pretend that hasn't been a culturally consistent thing? To just be like, it's just this group, actually. Are you sure? Or do you in your head have some even subconscious conclusion that you've drawn where you think all brown people are terrorists? And thus you cannot picture even the innocent people who are just trying to live, who are university students, who are nurses and doctors, who are 5-year-old fucking children. They just don't exist to you because you go brown people terrorists. It really does feel that way to me. It's just really hard to understand in any other capacity. Yeah, Rahul's in a whole fucking show about it. He has a whole monologue about that. Did you know that was entirely improv? Christians feel if you're for Palestine, then you are against God himself. Guess I'm against God. I'm for people. That's really what it is. I'm just for people. I don't want anyone in Israel to die. I don't want anyone in Israel to be tortured or massacred or shot or hurt in any way. I don't want anyone anywhere to suffer. That's it. Raziel Prime, I'm so sorry, I have to give you context. So that speech was not improvised. It's a joke that Rahul made on the stream a while ago, that if you go and look up that Midnight Mass speech on YouTube, you will see a bunch of comments from people going, I heard that this speech was improvised because it was during the SAG strikes. I think maybe Rahul made jokes about it. So it's not true. It's a joke. Welcome to the Twitch chat, Raziel Prime. You're in on the inside jokes now, which, prevailing one is that Rahul's speech in Midnight Mass was improvised. Is Rahul sleeping or is he oot and a boot? He is in the UK. Am I still planning on posting the Alanah Gets Stoned video? Yes. But it is on my PC, which is dead. So I cannot access it. I can't edit that video. Unfortunately, it died like the day I went to edit it. So all of the files are on my PC, which has died and cannot be turned on. It can be turned on, but I can't get the files off of it. It's not permanently dead. The hard drive is fine. The CPU and the GPU, both fine. All fine. But I can't edit that video right now. I don't have access to that video right now because it is stuck on dead PC. Once PC is fixed, which we have the parts, we just have to do it. Problem is I have to take the whole fucking thing apart and re-put it back together. Just a real fucking pain in the ass. And I'm very busy at the moment. So it just requires the PC to be back in action, and then it will go up as soon as possible. But Omar came over on Saturday and helped me look at a bunch of audio equipment. So the plan is to start a new podcast with Rahul, Jacob, and I. They want me to call it Alanah and Friends. Because it's like, obviously it's going to be really similar to Idiots and Abroad, but we can't have John. But like there will be a lot of similarities. I'm sure we'll have different Funhouse people. And those two don't have to be on every episode. So like if Rahul has to travel again, we could have another friend sub in. That's the argument for calling it Alanah and Friends. It takes pressure off of everybody, so anyone could be on it. But it will be similar content-wise to Idiots and Abroad, which is like a bunch of idiots just having fun. Comedy podcast. Definitely going to make it Funhouse adjacent. Why can we not have John? We stopped doing the podcasts because I always want to be so sensitive in how I talk about this because I don't want to hurt John in any way. So let me be clear that when I'm choosing my words carefully here, it is in the interest of protecting John. He's spoken about a lot of this. John was having a lot of trouble, had a series of mental breakdowns. He's open about that. I let him live with me for free until he could find a new place, which he did. That's when he moved out. I've seen people say, why didn't Alanah kick you out? That's so cruel. Didn't kick him out. He found a new place, which was always the intent. He lived with me for free, paid for his groceries. I paid for his ticket to GDC, and I paid for his hotels, and I paid for a bunch of travel. John needed help, and I did a lot to try to help him. At a certain point, when you're doing that for somebody, and even though it's not like I blame him, I have no hate for John, I was still, like, again, while doing a lot for this dude, getting the ire, or like, I received brunt of some of his mental breakdowns. And after a while, when that happens, you have to cut somebody off, right? So I was like, I cannot keep tolerating this. I tried. So I still check in with him all the time, in that, like, I'll ask Omar, or I'll ask other people from Funhouse every time I see him if he's okay, what he's doing. Still care. I just can't be involved. Again, did not fucking kick him out of my house. None of that happened. But I just had to cut him off at a certain point because I was receiving insults that I felt were just somebody in a bad place. And I think also when you tolerate that and that person doesn't lose anything, it's difficult for them to change in some cases. You know what I mean? Like, if everybody's just tolerant, they have to see what's happening to feel like they need to change. Does that make sense? Anyway, yes, I had to put up a boundary. We called off the podcast a little bit before that because it was just clear that John was manic, and that was coming through in episodes. In the most recent episode, he like lied about a bunch of shit, and in a way that's like, it was funny, like who cares, but like we were very clearly a little confused. You know, it was like he said stuff that wasn't true, and we were like, what? And there's this bit in the most recent episode, or the last episode of the show, where he spoke about like giving money to a guy who was clearly scamming him, and he knew he was being scammed, and he like spent $200 on this thing that would cost like $2 or something. And it felt weird to make content out of that happening to somebody. That was the point that I was like, I don't think we can. He said Rahul pushed him into a fridge. Didn't happen. He made this joke about us not going to a party that we weren't invited to, that like Lindsay put together this party, and I don't really know Lindsay very well, so we weren't invited. And he was like, wow, you didn't come to my anniversary party? It wasn't an anniversary party. It was a separate event Lindsay organized that had nothing to do with John. Like, I didn't feel comfortable broadcasting or making money or getting views off of somebody going through that. That was the actual reason the podcast ended. But it's also like, while that was happening, and he was lashing out at me a little, and certainly lashing out at Rahul, and he lashed out at a lot of people at Funhouse. People tried very, 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 very hard to facilitate him. And again, I say this all with utmost understanding and love for John. I want him to be okay. I hope that one day he is okay, and that
everything is fine. I love him. I just can't do it. Yeah, so we couldn't do that anymore. We couldn't, our relationship was different, which the point of the show was like very much friendly. But it's also, it felt wrong to broadcast somebody who is clearly going through major mental health problems. That's why John can't be on the show. That's it. I really hope gets better. And I would love to figure that out. But that does not apply right now. Again, nothing but love for John. I would want everyone to support him if he were to, start streaming again or whatever. Like, there's no part of me that, like, wants anything ill to come to him at all. And again, I would never want anyone to pick a side even, like, in any of it. Like, just none of that required at all. Just a dude going through a tough time that I felt like I could no longer help with. That's it. Still support him. But yeah, that's why we can't do a podcast with him anymore, really. And again, maybe one day in the future he figures it out and we can. I don't know. I don't want to ever put any pressure on him to like feel like he has to have a timeline or anything like that. Like nothing. Just no. I would never want to. He's got a lot to work through, and he needs to be comfortable and safe doing it. It shouldn't be on camera, is how I feel about it. So, podcast that Omar came over and helped me look at some microphones and shit. Yeah, we maybe will call it Alanah and Friends. I don't love that title. And I'd have to figure out where it goes. I think it would be fine on the Alanah IRL channel. Like, obviously, I just moved Play, Watch, Listen to its own channel. And I'm like, do I start another channel for this podcast? But I think it'll be the same audience as the Alanah IRL channel, so I think it would be okay. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'll think about it. Yeah, we were going to call it In It because that was going to be a format of the show, but I've decided against it, so we'd wait to see how it does. Excuse me, Ethan? Oh, okay. I read that initially. Ethan said Banjo's mom says shit is a good title. I read that as your mom said Banjo is shit. And I was like, am I about to fight your mother? Am I about to fuck your mom up? Because I will. I'll go to Maine right now. I will fuck a bitch up. I like Ethan's mom. But also, Ethan, everyone in the chat is under NDA, okay? Everyone's under NDA. Nobody's allowed to talk about this outside of the chat, okay? You understand? But Ethan, I can tell you as well, okay? Ethan, listen. Ethan, are you listening? It's under NDA. You can't tell anybody else. Everybody's agreed. If you did it, everyone would be like, wow, Ethan broke the NDA. What a fucking dick. That's crazy. Why would he do that? Banjo is a voice actor in a video game. We're recording him going, oh, wow. And he's a voice actor in a video game. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Also, everybody, Ethan and I are planning to make a bunch of shorts this year. I keep saying that, but things keep coming up, but it's actually going to happen now. I think like June, July, that will actually start happening. I have an agenda to figure out some means to get Banjo and Spencer in one of them. Just somewhere. I have to figure out a way to write a script. It'd be better than Troy Barker. Nice. Yeah, I'll figure out a means to have dogs. It'd be great. Are we always under NDA here? I've been telling people stuff. I'll come to your house and fight your mom. I'll come to your house. I'll fight your fucking mother. Everything I've ever said on Twitch is under NDA, everybody. I will sue the shit out of you. Okay? You heard it here first. I think for everyone there should be a frame photo of the two of them in the background somewhere. That's excellent. A little bit tough for the cowboy short. The cowboy short, I can have dogs. The opening scene for that, I can have dogs. We can have them walking down the street. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll just put them in everything. Shorts is in short films. We're going to make a bunch of them. BBL Banjo music video. Rahul and I keep making jokes about how we're forcing Banjo to get a BBL, and then we're going to force him to get conversion therapy. So we've been calling him Banjet, as though we are the boogeyman liberals that I'm not convinced actually exist, but that we as his parents are going to force him to get a BBL. We're gonna force him to become trans. He's gonna. We gotta save up for your hormone replacement, Banjo. We gotta do it. That's what the liberals will be doing these days. We gotta do it. So that's what we keep saying. BBL Banjo. BBL Banjo. So, you know, it is what it is. Tranjo. we call him Banjet. And yeah, he's gonna transition. He's gonna start identifying as a woman. Where is Banjo? I think he's in the hole. I think he's out. Sometimes when he's hot, he lays out there. I think he's out there right now. BBL Banjo. And the other one, because of the lyric, I keep going, we don't want to hear you say Banjo no more. It's Banjet. So, it is what it is. Force-feminine my dog to own the libs. Well, it's sort of the opposite. Do we have, like, you know how we say own the libs? Is there, like, a version of that applies to conservatives? Like, forcing my dog to transition to own the serfs? Like, I don't know, the chuds? I'm so excited for Rahul to pay for my BBL. he's doing the three of us. All three. Is this still part of the NDA? Yes! Everything here is under NDA. How many times do I have to tell you? In court, they will show this stream, and there'll be 10 clips of me saying, under NDA, everything I say on Twitch. What do you not get about it? Libs don't do things to own the cons. I mean, that is also true. I don't feel like liberals really do things to own the conservatives, but I am doing that by forcing my dog to get a BBL and transition. I know you do in the UK, you call them the Tories, but we don't call them that in the US, I don't think. Young Taylor Swift hair vibe? You're kind of right, yeah. It is young Taylor Swift hair vibe. Wish I had curly hair. You can't clips aren't allowed. The NDA! I mean, I like Tories. I like the word Tories. It was also, let me tell you, being in Liverpool, there's so much stuff in Liverpool that I kept being like, holy fuck, if that were in the US, people would be fucking rioting. We went to Hotel Anfield, which is a pub just down the road from Anfield, which is where Liverpool, that's where they have their home games, that's where they play. The stadium. Hotel Anfield had a sign that was pro-socialism. A giant sign on the side of the hotel, huge text, that was about socialism. That everyone walking past could have seen. And I was like, oh, if... No, I mean I like Tories as in the name Tories. I'm not saying I like the Tories. You misunderstood. I'm saying I like calling conservatives Tories. I'm not saying I like Tories. But yeah, seeing like a giant pro-socialist sign, I was like, dude, fucking the US would have petitions and a meltdown about a pub having anything like that. And then in Liverpool, they will sing "Fuck the Tories." It's "Fuck the Tories." Da, 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 da. Liverpool is hilariously open about hating the right. Yeah, dude. Yeah. America is famous for forcing our Tories to become Canadians. What do you mean? What does that mean? What? Thank you, El Phoenix. Yeah, it's so weird. I feel like America's so politically sensitive to words like socialism, and like it's just on the side of a hotel in Liverpool. And I was like, damn, bitch. All right, damn. Speaking of Tories, how was football in it, bruv? It was incredible. It was one of the best days of my life. Also, Ethan, reply to my text. Ethan, hello? Ethan, I texted you yesterday. And I said we could have a party. Ethan, are you there? Ethan. I was also going to text you and ask you if I could drop Banjo over tomorrow. Ethan, can I drop Banjo over tomorrow? Ethan, are you there? Ethan, why won't you reply to my text? Ethan?
Please. Can I drop Banjo tomorrow at like 7 a.m.? Please. Us Americans are sensitive as hell and it's annoying as fuck. You're not wrong about that. Americans do be sensitive. You are not wrong. If you pay for his BBL too. Oh, you're just paying for everybody to get BBLs? God. Do you think Drake actually had a BBL? I feel like that's not true. I feel like it's a fun joke. Reminds you of a girl I was seeing for a second. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that girl. Oh gosh. By the way, Ethan, you also aren't allowed to talk to other women. So, keep that in mind. Thank you, Skylar Thor, for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome, Isagener, Stormy Kamui, Fremi 87, sorry. The last original name, D.A. Power 98. Thank you. Am I planning on guest starring in Charlotte Patrick and Jacob's new channel, Astro Goblin? I sure will if they ask. Are we NDA'd so we can only talk to you about women too? No, that, in the abusive relationship that I am in with my Twitch chat, I'm the only woman you're allowed to talk to. If you talk to other women, you fucking done. We'll get you out of here like Max Eisenberg, that guy who came in and complained about the charity and said he was disappointed in me after berating me for making sex jokes. That's how we'll treat you. You can also talk to Pagan. Nobody else. Done. No, your mom's fucking dead, bro. Your mom's dead. You can't talk to your mom. I'll fuck your mom up. That's what I said. I'm ready to fuck people's moms up. I box now. You can talk to Elise only when she's on my streams. That's it, though. When Elise is here, which we'll do another one in June, then you can talk to her. But otherwise, no. Not allowed. I don't make the rules. Well, I do, but they're in stone now, so eat a dick. Still waiting on that U2's boxing, Alanah? Yeah, I think it was supposed to ship in August. I think they said shipping in August. I have them, though. Don't worry, I've not been talking to women professionally for years. Oh, no. Oh, no. You're going to be on the 10-minute power hour with Aaron and Dan? Aaron is one of my favorite people. I love Aaron and Susie. Very big fan of Aaron. We've never made content together, though. Oh, no, I did do some of their Among Us streams. I also love Dan. I just don't know Dan as well as I know Aaron. I would do it if they ever asked. Totally. Keep my eyes down when another woman comes in the room. I prefer if you left the room. If I find out that you've been in the presence of another woman, that's a bannable offense. Yeah. Sorry. It is what it is. So, do you have any instructions for what we do if a woman tries to talk to us? You turn 360 degrees and walk away, which is a meme reference about the Xbox 360. I understand turning 360 degrees and walking away doesn't really make sense, but that's what you do. You spin in a circle, and then you walk away. Does it mean you need to get a divorce? No. You could stay married, you just can't talk to her. You just can't be in the same room or have a conversation with her. That's it. That's what's required. It's fucking, man. Okay. Realistically, there are 1,000 people here. Like, jokes aside, if any of you are in a relationship where anyone has ever tried to tell you that you can't talk to members of the opposite sex, like if any of you are in that relationship right now, especially if you're younger than me, get the fuck out of there. Like, there is zero excuse for people controlling your friendships. Zero. Like, it's not even like but I love everything else about them. No. It's so toxic, and I had one boyfriend that I dated like that. It's so toxic, and you will so badly regret the pressure that you let that person put on you when you do eventually break up, because why the fuck would you ever stay with them long term? I think they also need to learn the lesson. Like, if you're in a relationship with someone who tells you can't talk to people of the opposite sex, friends, whatever, people are allowed to get jealous. That's a human response. If they get jealous,
That can be okay as long as they don't take it out on you, right? Just do not give them the fucking time. It is never worth it. Get out of there. Because, like, you're either going to do that forever and it's only going to get worse and worse and worse and more controlling, or you're going to leave because you'll get sick of it at some point and you'll regret the time that you spent with them. It is inexcusable. Like, some people will be like, oh, but I got cheated on before. Your insecurity ain't my problem. I've never cheated on anybody. It doesn't. You should totally help an insecure partner feel confident and ask what things you can do, like that you can actionably do that would not negatively impact you. Maybe they need reassurance. Maybe they need you to check in more often. You can do those things. You can have compassion. But insofar as it like involves you not having friendships, absolutely the fuck not. Get out of there. Is this a test? Maybe. Except when it is me doing it to you guys, in which case it's about loyalty and respect. But for anybody else, get out of there. But when I'm saying it, I'm the one exception. Just me. Okay? That's it. So, you got it. You didn't have to throw your girlfriends out for me. You just can't speak to her ever again. I was very clear about that. You just can't have a conversation with her. How do I feel about people who aren't okay with their SO watching porn? I think every relationship where sex is concerned, especially because, like, I'm on two minds. Porn addiction is a real thing. There's a real, huge fucking thing where men in particular, I'm sure it can happen to women, I just haven't heard of it, but I don't doubt it can happen, can get addicted to porn. They stop being attracted to their partners. They stop being able to get off. They don't want to have sexual intimacy with their partner. That is a thing that can massively negatively impact relationships. And I think with that kind of shit, it has to be like a relationship by relationship basis. Like, your partner telling you not to watch porn because they're uncomfortable with the idea of you masturbating over other women, I think is okay as long as they can provide for you, right? Like, if you're like, I don't want you to watch porn, but then you would have to be willing to be the sexual outlet for them whenever they need it. I think that would be a compromise. But you can't be like, you can't masturbate to porn, but you also can't get off at all. That seems like too much, right? Yeah, I think that's a relationship by relationship thing. That doesn't feel the same to me as telling someone they can't have female friends. That's a bit different. My partner had a bunch of trauma before we got together. I think that understanding the other person and what happened to them is really important for a relationship. I totally agree. And I do think that, like, if you have a partner who's really jealous, again, as long as they aren't being toxic, which a lot of them fucking are, you should be considerate of that and do what you can to help. Like, the most jealous guy that I've ever dated, he had cheated on a bunch of people. And that's often true too, right? I am, like, extremely loyal in a relationship, like, biologically. Like, if I'm dating somebody, I'm so one-track minded that I, like, can't even really think about anybody else. Like, it just doesn't exist. Anyone who'd be worried about me cheating on them would be stupid. The only guy that I've ever had who did that was the one who probably cheated on me, and I know cheated on everyone else he ever dated. So it's like I don't know if he cheated on me, probably did. That he was so convinced that everybody was capable of it, but otherwise I've never had anybody worry about cheating on me, or about me cheating on them. So that guy sucked. You don't talk to Rahul, right? We're here and we sign the NDA. I'm allowed to talk to anybody. Thief thinks every man steals 100%. Except for Liverpool players. It's only Virgil van Dijk, and he's my whole pass. Rahul said I'm allowed. So. You know what I mean? What do I think of Drake's verse on BBL Drizzy? I actually haven't listened to it, but I think it's fucking smart. I think that's a really smart thing to do. You have other chats? No, of course not. No, I would never talk to anybody else. No. If you're not sexually compatible, then you should be looking for different partners. That's like a whole separate conversation. That's like a whole, I don't know, that's like a whole other thing. I think. Are you chatting with other strangers on the internet? Of course not. No, of course not. I would never. Don't worry about it. No. I'm allowed to talk to anybody, but I have to do the 360 spin first. Yeah. I have to 360 spin on the spot, and then I can talk to them. You have to 360 spin and walk away. So. Hey, that's the rules. That's the rules. And I'm you're the only people I've ever talked to. As long as you're the only chat that gets the free BBL. How much money would it cost me to give 1,000 people a BBL? How much cost BBL? I think they're like 10 grand, right? 8 to 16,000. So let's assume 12, okay? 12. Why did I just Googled 12 times 1,000. I didn't need to do that. That is 12,000. $12,000. How many Twitch subs do I need to make $12,000 a month? That's probably like 10,000. I don't know how much money you make from Twitch subs in general. Oh, it's a new Mr. Beast video. That's great. I should just headline it. I got everybody in my Twitch chat at BBL. And you guys will just fucking run in there and yeah, BBL sub goal. You're right. I should do a BBL sub goal. And then we can get everybody BBLs. So, is my math correct? What do you mean? Is my math not correct? I googled. No, my math isn't correct. I googled 12 times 1,000 when I should have done 12,000 times 1,000. Yeah. Yep. It is more than that. Yeah, it's a lot more than that. It's gonna take us a while to get there, everybody. Maybe I start a GoFundMe for Twitch chat BBL. I don't care if you don't need it. You're getting it. They're gonna suck that fat out of you somewhere and put it in your fucking ass. I don't care if you don't need it. You don't have a choice. Not an option. Hey, you're here, you signed the NDA. The NDA had a disclaimer text in it that said you must get a BBL. My NDA rules are you don't talk to anybody about anything I say here, especially that Banjo is voice acting in a video game. You have to get a BBL. You cannot speak to another woman. Even if you're a woman. I don't care if you talk to a man. You cannot speak to another woman, including your own mother. You're here, you agreed. That's the law. What if you already have a BBL? Double BBL. You're getting a second one. 2 BBLs. BBL on top of the BBL. You're going to have 4 asses. You know who another attractive man that plays for us now? Dominic Soboslai. Soboslai he's too young for me, bro. I'm not attracted to. I registered that he also really looks like a dude I dated. Have I ever dated someone upon first meeting or always friends first? Always friends first. And I've never done any dating apps or never been picked up at a bar. I'm just not. My brain doesn't work that way. What if my male friends change gender? Is that a loophole in our contract? That's a great question. If you have a male friend who transitions, no, they're still a woman, so they're out. You can't talk to them. Sorry. In what way is it a shitty deal? You get a free BBL. You get a free BBL. What else could you possibly want? And I didn't say when either. So I think that I'm going to give you all BBLs when you're 70. So when everyone's elderly, that's when my part of the deal comes in. And you're just, it's just a bunch of non-consensual, caked up old people. So Did you see the thing on Reddit the other day where a dude got mad at his wife for breastfeeding their son? No, I wish I was surprised by you saying that. Oh my god, I wish. Yeah, well, you had another man's fucking tits in your mouth? Not my son. That's crazy. Thank you, Kyle Von Jacobi, for the sub. How did Rahul and I meet? We met through friends. We met through Funhouse friends. BBL Banjo. BBL Banjo. Any opinions on Hellblade? I have not played it yet. I will though, but I haven't yet. BBL Banjo. BBL Banjo. Thank you, Bourbon Robot Art. Appreciate ya. Bold of you to assume I lived to 70. So if you're dead by 70 when you get the BBL, everybody's getting them at 70 years old. If you're dead, I will dig up your corpse and give you a BBL. If you've been, isn't that called like exhuming? I will exhume your corpse and you will get a dead BBL. If you have been cremated or otherwise disposed of, it will go to your next of kin. We will set up a BBL foundation so that when your next kin turns 70, they get your BBL. So, thank you, Ramik. Your urn gets the BBL? It feels like a waste of a BBL. I don't think that's going to take. So no, like we want more people caked up out there. So, which by the way, BBL is like an extremely dangerous surgery. That's what killed Kanye's mom, I'm pretty sure. They're like really not good. So you're all risking death for this too. Thank you, 80s Mike. Isn't this the plot of It Follows? Not quite. That wouldn't be next of kin. That's the next person you have sex with. Which you can't do because you're not allowed to. Well, okay, if you're gay, you can. Okay, would I let you pass the BBL to a man you've had sex with? Sure. That can be your next kin. So if you get to 70, whoever the last, and you're dead or whatever, so I can't give you your 70-year-old BBL, I can give the BBL to the last man you slept with. We can make that happen. That's part of the foundation. I'm a dude and have a natural fat ass. Do you get a free sub for life? No, you get a BBL as well. We've been so clear about that. Kanye's mom got breast surgery? I thought she had like a whole body surgery. Imagine being smacked with the news that your parents died and you're now forced to get a BBL. Yeah, but when you're 70. So it's like you got a while. Thank you for the gifted sub. Tremaboria. Ye's mom died from complications following liposuction from her stomach. Again, I thought that it was like, yeah, she had liposuction from her stomach, but weren't they using the fat for the BBL? That's what I thought it was. Peep Twitter DMs? Okay. I look at Twitter DM. The T. Okay, wait, let me... Hang on. Is this real? That's crazy. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Hang on. Give it a second. I gotta... Whoop. Woo. Okay. I haven't read this yet. So this is from Ask Aubrey. He's divorcing his wife because she breastfed her son. Wow. Okay. You've been breastfeeding? You know how I fucking feel about that. What time are you coming back? I don't know if I am. Why? Are you mad at me? Yes. What did I do? It's just the breastfeeding? That the feeling it gives me and how I finally understand that you truly don't respect me? I do respect you. I just thought we could compromise about the breastfeeding. Talk about it. If you don't like seeing it, maybe I can just do it in a different room. Well, we didn't talk about it. You just did it. And it's not about seeing it. I know it's happening. I'm done. Done. Let me know when you're being discharged and I'll be there. Like you're divorcing me. You go behind my back and do something I've stressed about not doing. That's no different than lying and shows how little you respect me. Wow. I wasn't meaning to disrespect you. I just wanted to give Wilder breast milk since he was born early, and I know it's the best thing for him and the antibodies and other stuff he'll get from it. Holy shit. That is what an alpha male looks like, everybody. Okay? I bet you all feel dumb now. Huh? Okay? If you're not telling your wife that you're divorcing her because another man sucked on her titty, you're a cuck. Okay? This is... If you were allowed to speak to her in theory. This is it. This is it. I usually assume that all of these things are fake, right? Like I almost always assume that they're fake. This is written like a real conversation though. Like some of this stuff, like there's this guy who went kind of viral on Instagram for finding a puppy in the back of an Uber. Oh, thank you for the raid. Who's it from? Oh, from Lauren. Thank you so much, Lauren. Hi. We were just talking about Cliff earlier. Yeah, this dude like went kind of viral for finding an abandoned puppy in the back of an Uber. It's so clearly fake, but he's really fucking doubling down on it. Like it's just like he's made like 10 videos about it, and it's like, what? How do people keep falling for any of this? Again, this one written like it's real. I don't know. It's convincing. It's compelling. How do you find an abandoned puppy in the back of an Uber? So the video is someone left a puppy in the back of an Uber, and he gets in the Uber and happens to be recording himself and goes, whose puppy is this? And the Uber driver goes, there's a puppy back there? And then the Uber driver calls the previous rider, and she's like, oh yeah, no, I didn't want it. Which A, they can't do. You don't get their phone numbers. B, the acting is really not good. And C, it's a black German Shepherd, which is the exact dog he already has 4 of. It's just fucking nonsense. It's just like not true. Is it guy from Fritzl School of Family Management? Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that. Ugh, sorry, my nose. Oh no, I left the dog behind. Yeah, no, it wasn't that. It was like that she did it on purpose. It's just so clearly bullshit. It's crazy. Thank you, Sir J Doubled. You just tuned in and I have no effing clue what's going on. Sucker, you're getting a fucking BBL when you're 70 years old, you son of a bitch. You shouldn't have logged in here. Suck on that. Eat shit. Wait, there's more screenshots and it somehow gets worse? Wait, really? Oh my god, there's more tea? No, stop. There's more of it? Oh, there are more. Oh, that was just the first one. Oh, fuck. Okay, hang on. Hang on. You don't know what a BBL is? Well, you find out when you're 70 years old, motherfucker. It's what you signed up for. Okay, so this is just the first one. Let me give him a voice. I wasn't meaning to disrespect you. I was just wanting to... Wait, that's her. I wasn't meaning to disrespect you. I just wanted to give Wilder breast milk since he was born early, and I know it's the best thing for him with the antibodies and other stuff he'll get from it. David. He's not a preemie. He was born at full term. Is still unneeded. He's still bigger than I was when I was born. I can't do that for long. I can't. I'm gonna kill myself. And you could always have asked the nurses for a pump. Wait. Oh, so he doesn't have an issue with breast milk. He has an issue with breastfeeding. It's a proven scientific fact that breast milk is no better than modern formula. I know, but the benefits of breast milk still outweighs the formula. Latching helps drop the milk better than the pumps. Also, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. Yeah, benefit to where I'll never be able to look at you the same way again. What do you mean? You think I'm a bad mom for breastfeeding? I think you're a bad wife. I think you don't respect me. I think you took a joy away from me. I think a lot of things. Oh my god. Took a joy from you. I don't understand what you mean. Formula can still be used. I enjoy your boobs. Now they've been in another man's mouth. I now no longer enjoy your boobs. Wow. Just Wild is not another man's. He's a male and your son. That makes it incestuous in my eyes. It's not like that at all. I'm not saying anything I haven't told you before. Please don't be mad at me. My god. Okay. If he were a member of my Twitch... Sorry about that cough. It's horrific, I'm aware. If he were a member of my Twitch chat, this never would have happened. Oh, thank you, Banjo. I know. I'm sorry I coughed. I know. I'm sorry. It's very scary. You have to make sure everyone's okay. I'm sorry. People are allowed to cough, Banjo. If he were part of my Twitch community and was BBL'd up, he would never have had this problem because he wouldn't have had to have spoken to his wife. So, I wasn't playing. I know. You're a bitch for making matters worse. I'm sorry you feel that way towards me. I'm now thinking this is fake. I doubt they're gonna let me bring y'all home, so good luck figuring out a way to make that happen. I just felt it would be okay.
Oh, little Banjo, you just want a little head pat. You just want somebody to pat you on your head, huh? Okay.
I just felt it would be okay to breastfeed Wilder, and we could compromise a situation where you don't have to be in the room. You don't get it. I told you that with Hunter. This is the most fucking Texas ass names I've ever heard. They have a kid named Wilder and a kid named Hunter, and they both have E's. Okay.
What are you doing, Muffin? What's his tail so waggy for? Was you sitting there with a waggy tail?
Oh, he's that excited. Sometimes Banjo gets a little humpy when he gets very excited.
Okay, bud.
You don't get it. I told you that with Hunter. Huntier. That was a compromise you made then, and I still feel the same way about it. After you heal and get on your feet and are able to afford your own place, move out. Until then, no matter how long it takes, the bedroom is all yours. I'll set up the air mattress in Wilder's room tomorrow. Posts are meant to bring forward dialogue and discussions of the problematic sentiments shown and not in support. Oh, okay. This Ask Aubrey person is also on Threads. So fuck it. Fuck you. We're done. I'm going to talk to a lawyer about 50-50 custody because no matter how much I hate you, I would never keep the boys from you. You can stay at the house for as long as you need. I'll sleep in Wilder's room. My man, my brother, my guy, I don't think you would get custody in this situation. I'm pretty sure that's gone. I think they can read these text messages and go, not sure about that, Chief. Just not sure about that. They made a report because of what happened that first night I stayed in hospital. I don't know what that means. Not what they said. They didn't know anything about last week. They said because you told them this morning you didn't feel safe with me in the room and wanted me to leave. I just didn't want to fight over me breastfeeding. Fuck you. I told you when we fought over it with Hunter, I would leave you if you did. Yeah, this is not real. It's not real. So it's still interesting though. But you lost me, and you had me in the first half, not gonna lie. And then fucking Huntier is that kid's name. Huntier? God damn. Oh, hello, Susie. Welcome. A Texas judge, though, pretty sure they consider a good point. These Texas ass names. Texas ass people. Come on now. Court would probably tell him he's only allowed to speak to Alanah now. Only if he's in my Twitch chat, okay? I'm not that much of a psycho. It's only if you're in my Twitch chat that the rule is you're only allowed to speak to me, okay? Changing your name to Susie Hunter now? You should. I'm gonna start calling you Susie Hunter. Huntier. She is the Sphere Huntier. It sounds so good. The Sphere Huntier? Come on now. So when we leave the Twitch chat, we're free? Interesting. No. You're free if you never joined the Twitch chat. If you never came into my Twitch chat, the contract does not apply to you. And yet here you are. BBL'd up at 70 years old, okay? Hey, this is a lesson in your actions having consequences, okay? The minute that you... Yeah, exactly. The second you click and you're done. You're done. The second that you're here, you've signed up for it, and you need to deal with the consequences of your actions. And I'm sick of you trying to act like you can just run around doing whatever you want. No. You can never speak to another woman, and you get a free BBL when you turn 70 years old. If you don't live to 70 years old, either the last man you had sex with or your next of kin gets a BBL when they turn 70 years old. It's really fucking simple. And I just feel like it's really weird that you keep trying to just act like you didn't participate in this. It just says a lot about you. That you're just, oh no, what's that got to do with me? You clicked. You see, you clicked on my you chose to click on a stream that is titled "Click Live Drama, New Stuff, Cool, Charity, Donate Stuff." I don't know. Click it anyway, free. That's a choice you made for some reason. Oh, I love stealing XQC stream titles. It's so funny to me. Welcome, Levin Forever. With a rate of 4, you have just brought 4 more people into my legally binding Twitch agreement. If you're here, you cannot speak to another woman. You're only allowed to talk to me. No other women. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care about your sexual orientation. No women. You get a free BBL when you turn 70. What if I unclicked it? You can't. You're already here. It's the law. 100% BFox. What I'm telling you is that if you chose to click on a Twitch stream that has this title, consequences. I can maybe make a loophole for people who came in because of a raid. We could maybe find a way to have those people. There's like maybe a caveat. I'm not saying that they're completely absolved. We could find, they can still maybe talk to their wife, but only if they've been married for more than 5 years. And they get the BBL at 80. Is it good? Yeah. They have 2 minutes to leave before the contract is binding. 3 seconds. 2 minutes, you have as long as it would take you to read my Twitch title to leave. How long does it take you to read Click Live Drama, New Stuff, Cool, Charity, Donate Stuff? I don't know. Click it, any free giveaway. That's the length you have. Is a BBL what I think it is? I'm from Brazil. We take fat from somewhere in your body and put it in your ass. Is that what you thought it was? Because that's what it is. Do subscribers get a supersized BBL? Subscribers. Technically, subscribers are paying for everybody's BBLs is the plan. The plan is for me to use any money I've ever made on Twitch to fund these BBLs, which we're pretty short at this point. We gotta stream more. Subscribers. I do feel like there should be a benefit to you paying for everybody's BBLs. What seems like a good and reasonable benefit to... You can't it's... Subscribers get BBL insurance. We can't afford that. That's too much funding. Subs can talk to their mothers on Sundays. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah. As long as you record the conversation. Subscribers are allowed to talk to their moms 1 day a week. Sunday is ideal. But if you can't do Sunday, we could move it. That can be arranged. But you have to record the whole conversation and send it to me. To get the BBL at age 69. They could also negotiate to get the BBL a little earlier. I'm nice. I'm a reasonable person. Just know you're not secretly incestuous. It's more that I want to make sure that you're not talking about me to your mum. Unless it's extremely positive. You can only say really good things. Otherwise, I'll fight your mum. I've said that before. I will fight your fucking mother. Nothing you can do about it. Is it tax deductible as charity donating to ask people? Does it count as... I could register it as a charity, I think. And then we could make it tax-free, probably. I don't know how hard they vet. If I tried to register a charity right now to give people free BBLs at 70 years old if they've ever clicked on my Twitch stream and stayed for more than 3 seconds... maybe... Did you know Rolex is a charity? Rolex, the organization, is a charity. If you're tier 3 triple BBL. No. Because, like, I like the idea that the people who already have huge asses just get bigger ones. I think that's funny. Maybe we just make it that the tier 3s can talk to their wives if they've been married for over 5 years, but only about, like, logistical things. You can have, if you're a tier 3, you can have logistical conversations with your wife. You have to record them all, obviously. But, like, you can talk about the logistics of making sure the computer is running so you can watch the streams. Or the logistics of the internet service where you live. Like, and I want to make sure that you're, like, you still need to eat. So you're allowed to talk about the logistics of forcing your wife to make you food and clean up after you. But nothing else. You can't talk about shared interests or anything pertaining to anything that isn't logistical. You understand what I mean? What convo did I walk into? Who's getting BBL? All of you. What if shared food is an interest? No. No. If she likes food, you can't talk to her about food. I'm very curious to know how people come up with those things referring to Brazil. It's actually a really good question. Why is it called a Brazilian butt lift? I maybe they started doing it there first? I actually don't know. Your opinion of man booties, can they ever be too big? I'm not attracted to a male ass, but I don't think I would ever have a problem with it being too big or, like, too small. I don't care. I don't mind. Propagating our genes to the next generation is logistical, right? Yeah, that can be logistical. You're allowed to have sex with your wife if you've been married for more than 5 years, but only if you don't talk during. Hey, you're still here with the insane headline. You knew what you fucking walked into. Stare at her? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Eye contact? No. No. You can't look at her. No. Ugh. Absolutely not. How dare you? Men who've been married for more than 5 years don't have sex. I hate that trope. My mum and my stepdad don't know about their sex life, but, like, he's so sweet and has always been so, like, in a cringy dad way, so, like, openly attracted to my mum in a way that, like, I've always just found so sweet. Like, he'll buy a pretty dress that he found. He'll tell her she's beautiful. Like, he's still so clearly so into her in a way that is really sweet. Yeah. And they've always been that way. I also definitely have this thing with both of my dads, because, like, obviously I have a stepdad, but I'm still very close to my actual dad. So I've got 2 dads and they're both great. Both love them both. Both of the dads in my life are they're both really sweet and emotionally open. Like, if I show up, my stepdad and my dad will both cry. Like, if I surprise them. When I leave, my dad always cries. He talks to me about his feelings. Like, he's a real softy. But they're also both, like, very... I wonder if it's an Australian thing sometimes. They're both really, like, get shit done type men. Like, they'll do the cooking and the cleaning. They will, like, if I have something that I'm like, Dad, I need help with this, he will obsess over it. He's like, what's the problem? What do you need? Like, hot water went out recently, and my dad's like, send me pictures of this and this and this, and I'll figure it out. Like, if my dad came here and I had a picture that wasn't hung, he'd be like, oh, I'll do that. Like, there's so much stuff about marriage that is just not in line, like the way people talk about marriage on the internet now, that is just not in line with the men that I know, you know? Like, you don't have sex anymore. The men are all useless. They don't do anything. That is not what either of my dads are like. They're both so proactive and helpful and, like, real go-getter and sweet and yeah, I don't know. I always wonder if it's like maybe people complaining about that stuff are American, but you don't have sex with the ball and chain if you've been married for 5 years. It's like, that sucks if that's happening. I hope that's not a thing. Thank you, Avino. Stop the sex talk before the asexual guy gets offended. We banned him. He's gone. Has your dad gotten the BBL yet? I don't think my dad knows how to watch Twitch. Dad is BBL free. My sister definitely getting the BBL. She slides in here sometimes. I gotta get that bitch caked up. She's right in there. She ain't got no choice. Hey. Well, I guess she technically did it before I started using XQC's stream titles. No, doesn't matter. She knew. She came here and she watched this content. She's getting one. 70 years old, bitch. The new Prince of Persia game came out today? I completely forgot about that. I knew that game existed. It came out today? You know how to gym. Why can't we just have intensive glute workouts? It's hard. You have to eat a lot of food to grow glutes. That's tough. And I want it to be fat. You don't have a say. And I think that's harder when you're 70 to retain enough muscle to have a caked up ass. Okay, if you get to 70 and I can look at you and I go, damn, that's a fat ass, then you can bypass the BBL. If you would want. I don't know why you would want to do that, but I will let you. If it's 70 years old, I see you and I go, you are caked up. Fine. Fine. Thank you, Save Noir. Gotten thick recently, it should be a crime. Oh, have you? Oh, I don't believe you, Susie. I think you're lying. It seems like you just said that in my Twitch chat without providing any proof. Is there any way that I can see proof of this? If you could, you prove that you got thick recently, or are you just gonna fucking slide in people's Twitch chat and say that without any backing it up? You know what I mean? Don't try it. Yeah, I would like a sauce. Can you cite that, please? The better the cake, the more often you can speak to your significant other. No! What the fuck? You guys are terrible at this. No! The more caked up you are, the less you can speak to your girlfriend. Fuck no! Get out of here. Are we allowed to talk to other women in the community, or is that still a no? You can talk to other women during the Twitch chat. But if you see another woman in person, you have to turn 360 degrees and walk away. It's fucking simple. Where are the questions? Why do you not? The rules are so fucking simple. I don't understand. No, it's 360 degrees and walk away. You have to do a spin and then you walk away, okay? Ethan Nesta also gets the BBL. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ethan's getting a BBL. Everyone is. Yeah, 100%. No one's exempt. Again, unless you are 70 years old and I identify you as being caked up as a 70-year-old. If I see you at 70 and I think you have a big enough butt already, you can bypass it. Or if you're dead, it goes to your next of kin or the last man you've had sex with. What if it's an emergency situation and I need to talk to a female paramedic? If it's an extreme emergency, I will let you communicate through written word. Not text, that's too intimate. But you could write it down on a piece of paper and pass it to her. Life and death. You can write it down. Slide it to her. Don't look at her, though. And the first thing you write must be, can I speak to a man instead? So that's the first thing you write. Can I speak to a man instead? You slide that over. If she says yes, then you don't ever speak to her again. If she says no, then you can continue to communicate, but you have to ask first if you can speak to a man instead. You're 54. I don't think a BBL would work for you. You've got 20 years to go, dude. 20 years to go. When are they updating the Bible with the new commandments? This has always been in the Bible. Just nobody's read it. Nobody's read every page. There's a whole page about how you get a BBL if you turn 70 years old, if you're in Alanah Pierce's Twitch chat. Ah! Oh yeah, I'll be monitoring everything. Actually, I'm going to talk to your mum about it. That's what the recordings are for. So your mum will have the recordings that'll be sent to me, and we can have a chat about if you've been compliant with the rules. And if not, court, jail, prison. Thank you, Baldo. It was the time to read the entire Bible. I saw a really good video yesterday Rahul sent me on TikTok. That was a guy screaming about how being gay is wrong and the libs are forcing it on people and Joe Biden is forcing the kids to be gay or whatever the fuck. And how it's in the Bible, and the Bible is correct. You have to follow the Bible. And the reporter was like, okay, do you follow the thing in the Bible that says every time that you masturbate or ejaculate, you need to give a turtle dove to a priest? And he was like, no, I've not done that. It was a good video. I feel like I explained it in an anticlimactic way. But there's a lot of shit in the Bible that we really ignore. Man shall not lie with a man. What about where a lot of priests out here should be getting turtle doves? You're going to tell me you've never masturbated? I don't believe you. Joe Biden definitely made me gay. I don't know that I've ever heard Biden talk about gay rights. I'm not sure how Biden's making people gay. My budget for turtle doves has been crazy lately. You got to give turtle doves to your priest, dude. That's in the Bible. It says that. You got to do it. Otherwise, straight to hell with you. Thank you, Beam the Gamer. Yeah, we are really not talking about anything sensible today, but I'm sick, so, okay. If I did that, the church would look like a sanctuary. I mean, I think the Bible may be, like, really fucked up on that one. Okay. How many men do you think masturbate / ejaculate in a day? If we're accounting for older men who don't do it as often and teenagers who do it multiple times a day, how much ejaculate is there in a day, right? That's a lot. I don't think there are enough turtle doves on Earth to facilitate the rule in the Bible that says if you masturbate, you must give a turtle dove to a priest. I don't think there are enough turtle doves. I think God really fucked up on that one and just dramatically underestimated the amount of turtle doves that we needed to facilitate that exchange in order for these men to not go to hell. Like, realistically, how many people do we have on Earth? How many men on Earth right now? There are about 4 billion men. And, okay, so, like, there's a certain age where you can't masturbate. There are, like, ages at both extremes, but I really feel like teenagers... As a teenage boy, anyone in the chat who has been a teenage boy, did you masturbate multiple times a day, every day? Or is that like an exaggeration? Is it just once a day? No, that's an exaggeration. Okay. So it's probably not 4 billion then, right? Like, you had a mean streak, yeah, but like that's got to be kind of short overall, right? Not every day. So you didn't even masturbate every day, but it's like pretty common. You think that's only teenagers? I think it's more prevalent with teenagers. Like there's a certain age where you can't because you're too young. There's a certain age where you won't because you're old. Or can't because you're old. I'm thinking Okay, you'd average every day. I'm thinking that maybe if we have I don't know that this is right. How do we feel about this logic? If there are 4 billion men on Earth, how do we feel about the logic that there are 2 billion ejaculates a day? That's accounting for the super horny teenagers. That's accounting for all the people who skip a day. Thank you, Anonymous, for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. You think it's conservative? You think it's too high? That was back to back. Someone said conservative, someone said too high. Not enough? It's a good average? Andy, you're a man who was once a teenage boy. Do we think men come... There are 2 billion men. There are 2 billion instances of a male ejaculation each day. 2 billion. I have to account for the horny teenagers that edge. Yeah. See, yeah, easy. Does that mean I'm underestimating? Ooh, adult filmmaking would bump up the numbers. That's a good point. Some countries, men do it less. 1 billion is safer. 2 billion. So that's me assuming half the men on the planet masturbate every day or have sex every day, whatever. It doesn't have to be masturbation. They just have to come. 2 billion. But they've got to be people who like skip 4 days or like can't because they're sick. I'm thinking it's a little less. I'm thinking I'm thinking it's 1.5 billion commerces a day. Also have to count for no one does that. In some countries it's forbidden. They do it less as it's forbidden. Yeah, I mean it's in theory supposed to be forbidden. Ryan Haley must throw those figures off. You're right. I didn't account for Ryan. I'm just thinking 1.5 billion. Is it too low though? Oh. I don't... 4 billion men, not everyone is doing it every day. There's no fucking way. There are some that are doing it more than once a day, but that's a really small group. There are some that can't because they're too old or too young. It's cut off 1 billion. There are 3 billion men who can ejaculate once a day. Not all of them are doing it once a day. It's cut off 1 billion. What is the specific question? The specific question is how many people ejaculate sperm in a 24-hour period. Cindy Margolis was responsible for my first note. Who's that? Cindy Margolis. Oh, she's hot. Yeah, Andy, that's fine. She's hot. That's completely reasonable. Yeah. I would. 2.5 billion, we think? 2.5 billion? So what I'm trying to figure out is how many turtle doves we need. Fuck. I just feel like I'm going 2 billion. I'm going 2 billion. 2 billion. So, bring 2 turtle doves or young pigeons to the priest. Okay, so there need to be 2 birds. Okay? So how many turtle doves? And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If I can prove that there aren't enough turtle doves or pigeons to account for the amount of men... I keep using non-inclusive language, but of just semen ejaculate, then I think we prove that God is not real. Because how would God have the math wrong, okay? How many turtle doves are there? Why is this so hard to Google? It's such a simple question. Why you just tell me how many fucking turtle doves there are? It doesn't seem like it should be that complicated. And then I have to also factor in the pigeons. Not every man is Christian though. Yeah, but like that's fine. But the Bible has to have accounted for the possibility of everyone being Christian. right? Like, I know that not all men are doing it, but like it would be crazy if God didn't account for the possibility of everybody being Christian. Do women have to do something different when they do? No. I don't think there are terms about female ejaculation because back then they thought women didn't come. It just didn't exist. We also need a lot of priests. That's true. We probably don't have enough priests. Okay, hang on. How many turtle doves? Okay, what if I do pigeons? Because that's like how many pigeons on Earth? Okay, let's find how many fucking pigeons there are. And then let me move the chat over. Maybe all over here. Female orgasms haven't been invented yet. Exactly. Okay. As of August 2022, the global pigeon population is estimated to be around 260 and 400 million. So that's not even close. That's not even close. We're fucking miles off. We need 2.5, we need 2 billion pigeons a day, you guys. Why did I even need to look this up? Of course we don't have enough pigeons. 2 billion a day. Which, okay, maybe they could recycle them. So it's not like we need the production of 2 million new pigeons a day. Like you give the pigeon to the priest and then the priest can let the pigeon go. Like, I don't know what it does to the pigeon, apologizes or something. But like the priest gets the pigeon, says thank you, and God's like, nice work, mate. Great job giving the priest your pigeon after you came. That's actually sick. That's all I needed. Cheers, bruv. And then the priest can let the pigeon go. So they don't need to be hoarding the pigeons. But we still don't have anywhere fucking near enough pigeons. Not even close to enough pigeons. So, turtle doves. Thank you, the grilled cheeses. I reckon there are less turtle doves than there are pigeons. Right? Thank you, Diamond Gay. How many... You okay down there, Banjo? Turtle doves are there. Just keeps giving me species. How many turtle doves on Earth? Or turtle dove population, that seems right. Globally. Turtle doves. Global population of turtle doves is estimated to be around 19 and 71 million. Yeah. Not even fucking close. There aren't enough of these birds to account for the amount of men who masturbate every day. Plugged it into ChatGPT, assuming 4 million men, and assuming half of that are of standard virility, we got to figure out a way to deduce how often the average man ejaculates per day. Some men go multiple times a day, some do it one. Yeah, so... You think there are even less? You're saying you think there are only 660 million ejaculations per day? It seems too low. I guess I didn't account for... Like, I just cut half off. I didn't count for, like men who've had vasectomies or, like, virility issues, right? Even if it's only 660 million, we just haven't there aren't enough birds. True. Even if it's only 660 million, we still don't have enough birds. I don't think that the lack of priests is God's fault. That's not God's fault. Like, there not being enough priests is mankind's fault. There not being enough birds is a God fuck up. So, from this, unless there's some way that you could rationalize it, like, no, God somehow, like, mankind is being punished for something, the only way to rationalize this is that God knowingly, and I guess the disciples wrote the Bible, but put something in the Bible that like a rule that we are not able to fulfill because there aren't enough birds, which means that, you know, like child cancer, God was like, some of you going to hell. Some of you fucking going to hell. And it's not like it's mankind's fault that they aren't following the rule. Like, I don't know how many men, when they ejaculate, are giving priests turtle doves. Maybe one. Like, I feel okay with assuming there is one fucking guy who is doing that somewhere in Bolivia. Like, there's one guy who just gives his priest a turtle dove every second day. Just the one, though. But that isn't God's fault or the Bible's fault. That's mankind's fault for not following the Bible as strictly as they're supposed to, right? But the lack of birds, unless you can make a case to say that bird population has massively decreased since the time that the Bible was written, which, like, by billions? That many billion? We need 1.5 billion of these birds. And in captivity. Like, there could be a market for it. You don't have, I'm saying you don't, like, I don't think you need to hunt them. You would just need to have them. What if turtle dove is a euphemism? It's explicit. It's explicit. It's a turtle dove or a pigeon. 2 of them, actually, each, which we keep forgetting as well. We need 3 billion birds a day. 3 billion. Or, okay, I'm trying to find a way to checkmate atheists this. Even so, the population decreasing would still be a God fuck up. Would it? I would think that the population decrease would be a human fuck up. Not a God fuck up. However, the Bible's against masturbation, right? So maybe the catch, the checkmate atheists, is that the point is that men should not be masturbating that much. And that mankind is dooming itself by masturbating much more often than God would like. So if we've determined how often God would like mankind to masturbate, it should be exactly in line with the population of turtle doves and pigeons. Which gives us however many million. It's not even a billion. Like a few 100 million. God is okay with a few 100 million ejaculations per day. And like maybe it should be that like that we can make that work. Does this account for other animals jacking off like chimps? No. Only humans and only people who ejaculate semen. We're gonna ration out coming. I think that's probably what God wanted. Was that like, okay, you can have a certain amount. Mankind as a whole is allowed about, again, we'd have to like have a big bird control thing going on, but about 200 million commerces per day. And we've just exceeded that. Okay, we failed. We didn't prove that God doesn't exist here. We proved that mankind is masturbating far too much. Does this mean we need to start working in shifts? We need to change a lot of things societally. Like, this is like if I were to write like The Handmaid's Tale, but for fulfilling God's requirement that every time you come, you have to give a priest a two turtle doves or 2 pigeons. Society's very different, I think. Should I pitch this as a Netflix show? Like, write a pilot and be like, Netflix, listen, hear me out. If this rule were followed, how different would society be? Because we would have to have an economy that sustains the capture of all of these turtle doves or pigeons. They would probably have breeding programs to make sure that we continue to produce them. And then the priests or pastors, all of the churches are going to need to have aviaries, which are going to have to be huge. So a lot more of our economy is going to be about the production of birds and some kind of bird recycling system to make sure that when you give your turtle doves or your pigeons to a priest, that they somehow go back to whatever the aviary is. Bird flu would be a huge problem. The right hand's tail. A person that kills a dove or pigeon receives capital punishment. Totally. Killing a dove or a pigeon would be like, if you harm a dove or a pigeon, you are never allowed to masturbate again. If you even slightly harm one of these animals, you are banned from ever masturbating again, or they'll cut your dick off. They'll cut your balls off. The birds are God? The birds aren't God. No, but the birds are fucking important. So like we'd need systems to breed a shit ton of birds, places to keep the birds, a means to rent out the birds to give to transfer the birds to the priests, and then for the priests to let the birds go back into whatever system they came from. So it's like we need like a USPS type system, but for turtle doves and pigeons. Because yeah, if we were following it, mankind probably could have done that. The priests kill the birds? No, that would make it too difficult. If the priests kill the birds, we could still do it. I mean, mankind's pretty good at making shit breed. Bird cloning? I don't think God would like that. I think if you're cloning them, that's fucking it up. What about females that do this more than males? Irrelevant. It's only ejaculating semen. The Bible says that. It's only ejaculating semen. It doesn't just say masturbation. It's ejaculate. Pretty sure God is anti-cloning in general. I would have thought so. The more birds you own, the more holy you are. I mean, the more birds you own, the more you can nut. So like, I guess what you would do is like, if you know you're planning to masturbate, you would go get your birds ahead of time. Keep them somewhere. So probably every house has like a little bird cage so that you can keep your turtle doves and your pigeons. And then you go masturbate and they're squawking in the background. And then you go straight to drop them off at a priest who, again, like have to have some kind of like intake system to make sure they can deal with what we've decided is about 1.5 billion customers / 3 billion birds a day being rotated through this system. Yeah, I think that like Earth has to change fundamentally to facilitate this. But it could have. It says women must do the same thing during their cycle. Does it? Hang on. Bible, women, turtle doves. Is there also something? Oh my God, you're right. Oh, fuck. Oh, come on. This is too many fucking birds, dude. God, what are you doing, dude? This is too many fucking birds. Okay, on the 8th day, she must take 2 doves or 2 young pigeons, and they have to be young pigeons? I hadn't thought about the age of the pigeons. So the doves can be any age. The pigeons have to be young. That's fucked. And bring them to the priest at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Okay, I don't know what that is, so we have to have a bunch of tents as well, I guess. Entrance of the tabernacle. Okay, that's what that is. That's fine. So, okay, they already have that mapped out. It has to be at the entrance, so the entrance is the receiving point. So when a woman is cleansed of her discharge, she must count off 7 days, and after that she will be ceremonially clean. So 8 days after the end of your last period. 7, yeah. She has to take 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons and bring them to the priest. Fuck me. Okay, so how many... we've decided we need 3 billion of these birds for men nutting. Societally, I think we can make men masturbate less to bring those numbers down so it's a little more sustainable. Right? But now, God, cough so bad. Now we also need every woman who has a period. So women, it's a lot less for women. The numbers are much smaller. Okay, I'm bad at math. How do we figure this out? How many women on Earth? How many women on Earth? Recently, this is AI overview, so it could be nonsense, but about 3.95 billion women. How many women have periods? It's a lot less. A lot less women are having periods than men who are masturbating. The period of time in which you can have a period is way smaller. And it's not daily. It's once a month. In theory. Like, you can have periods way less often than that. I went a year without having a period once. So, like, there are so many complicated things to account for. Yeah, women are doing this a lot less. I don't know how to figure out the math, though. Maybe that's like a 500 million? Like, how many periods would women have globally a month? Don't know how to figure that out. How can we figure that out? Men can masturbate forever? That's not true. And you can masturbate forever, but if you're shooting blanks, it doesn't count. It's only if you ejaculate. How many non-menopausal women are there? Yeah, but it's non-menopausal post-puberty. So we need, like, how many women between 10 and 50? But, like, I think some of them go to 60. How many women between 10 and 60? Like, some get later, some get earlier, right? How many women on the... Yeah, let me ask ChatGPT. How many women have periods? Okay. ChatGPT. Roughly half of the global population is female. Vast majority of females experience menstruation at some point in their lives. While exact numbers fluctuate due to factors like age, health conditions, and access to healthcare, estimates would suggest around 800 million to 1.2 billion women and girls menstruate worldwide. So, yeah, that's another 2 billion birds a month. But that's only a month. That's not a day. We need another 2 billion birds a month. It's too many fucking birds, dude. Women back then had a lot more pregnancies. Yeah, true. Pregnancies also account for that. That's what I'm going on. Well, we could go on the smaller half. Even if it's 800 million. And again, a lot of people, I think it is considering health conditions, access to, like, it is considering fluctuations, right? So it's a lot of birds, you guys. I think that the world should be really, really different. Is ChatGPT accurate, though? I thought AI info was extremely unreliable now. No, this is definitely not accurate. But what else are we going to do? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to figure this out. I'm so bad at math. My brain doesn't math. For reference, we only eat about 55 million chickens per day. And that's a whole fucking economy, too. We would have to change, and no one's profiting. is probably the most difficult part. Well, I wonder if you could do it like, what do they call it? Like carbon offset? Like, it's definitely a thing in Australia. I don't remember if it is in the US, where companies can like buy carbon from one another. I think they can here too. So I wonder if like you're a guy who like doesn't masturbate for a month, if you could like give somebody else the ability to have your allocation of pigeons. Like if we just allocate men a certain amount of pigeons or turtle doves, and the ones who go over their allocation, say it's like you get 4 a week. And if you go over the allocation, you're just going to hell, right? Like that's it. But you could offset them. So like if you're sick for a week and you don't want to do it, then you could like give your mate your 4 birds that week. That seems reasonable. Or just sell them to start with. Well, yeah, whoever's breeding the pigeons and the turtle doves is going to be making a lot of money in this economy. God really said, hey, pigeon turtle dove guy, you've made it. You're a fucking billionaire. And it's crazy because as population increases, it's like an exponential industry. Like you are just going to keep needing more of these birds. Like anyone can join this industry at any time because you need so many fucking birds. At that point, birds are the currency. You might be right. At least for men. Like we just don't have money anymore. You trade everything in birds. Everything is like 2 pigeons or 2 turtle doves. You know? Why am I contemplating this very poorly written fantasy? Because it's really funny. I've spent an hour researching this because it's really funny. That's why we're still here. Because it's funny. Learn to breed a pigeon. Yeah, or do you think that just everybody breeds pigeons? Hang on. Pigeon reproductive cycle. Like, well, I don't know how often pigeons lay eggs. That could be helpful information as well, right? So pigeons are monogamous birds that breed year-round. They're monogamous? That's interesting. Wow, okay. Male pigeons court females by bowing, cooing, strutting, and inflating their throats. They may also preen each other and regurgitate food into the female's bill. Aww, they say romance is dead. Pigeons build flimsy nests out of sticks and straw on ledges or under cover, often on windowsills. They lay eggs 8 to 12 days after mating. Females lay 1 to 3 white eggs. Wait. So this is a better answer. Pigeons are monogamous. 8 to 12 days after mating. Females lay 1 or 2 eggs that hatch after 18 days. 1 or 2 eggs is sucky. That's actually really slow. That's really, really slow. Damn. Everybody studies to become a priest. Do I get a pigeon to myself then? No. But priests aren't allowed to masturbate at all, right? I'm not sure. I kind of love the idea of taking everything written in the Bible and applying it all literally and genuinely seeing what the lore of that universe looks like. But I think priests are not allowed to masturbate. I mean, I recognize that they're not allowed to do a lot of the things that they do, but what if we took it all literally and everyone is following all of the rules? Is it even possible? Which again, I feel like you can make the case that checkmate Christians if you can prove that following every rule in the Bible is impossible. Like for the whole of mankind, it is not possible. Which it might not be. All Christians are not allowed to masturbate? Is that true? You just can't masturbate at all anyway? So then that means that if we were well then why have the pigeon rule? Okay, hang on. Can Christians masturbate? Is masturbation a sin? Some people are saying no. Can Christians masturbate? Bible passage. Scripture mentions striving for purity, becoming sanctified, avoiding lust, but the practice of masturbation itself is not specifically mentioned one time. So apparently, it's sinful to lust, but it is not sinful explicitly to masturbate. Muslims are not allowed to masturbate. I mean, I know there are a lot of religions that aren't, but for the cases of this particular experiment, we're going very explicitly with Christianity. Pigeon rule is to be forgiven. You aren't supposed to do it, and that's why we must sacrifice the birds to become clean. Okay, yeah. So you're doing the pigeons to make sure you're forgiven every time. So I think that we as a society can accept, even if told not to, human beings are going to masturbate, right? And so, like, even God built in a rule saying that people are going to, so they just have to give the 2 pigeons or turtle doves to the priest. That's why I'm saying I do think that in this economy where, you know, the whole world were Christian and we tried to focus on making sure nobody's going to hell, the world would just look very different. But yeah, so you can technically masturbate. Right, sticking to Catholics makes sense. You're not allowed to wear fabrics weaved to 2 fibers. Yeah, so that one I think is easy. Not wearing mixed fibers is like not that difficult. Like no one does it, but that's not that hard. The church would have to keep female birds for themselves lest they allow black markets to pop up. Why would the church care about black markets of pigeons? They wouldn't know. Why would they care about that? They wouldn't care. As long as you're giving the pigeons to the church, I don't think they care where you got them. There's nothing about that. No one knows what the requirements to not get into hell are. My argument is that the requirement to not get in hell is to just follow every rule in the Bible. Every single one of them. Like that in this alternate reality, you just have to follow literally every rule. Which, like, you're not allowed to covet thy neighbor's oxen, but that's not fair. I want my neighbor's oxen. No, you can't. Hell with you. Unless there's also a clause that you can apologize by giving a priest a turtle dove. So all Christians are going to hell now? If they have broken rules and not atoned for them, yes. Again, I think if I were to write out all the law and make it into like a comic book or a pilot for Netflix and just not tell anybody that's what it was, the world would be a very different place. A lot of fucking pigeons. But yeah, like we can argue that like if this were all taken very seriously, that men would masturbate less, I think, but not by that much. Like what, once a week maybe like we could get it down to? If everybody fully believes this and is committed to it, 2 pigeons a week per man. Each woman, 50% of women need 2 pigeons a month. What about a mechanism to change the rules? Unless we can have a meeting with God, you can't change the rules. It would be embarrassing pulling up to church with a flock of birds. Everybody's got to do it, dude. Everybody's got to do it. You can't. How taboo would masturbation be if everyone know you did it when you're carrying a pigeon? True. Like, you do have to go and apologize to your priest. We probably also have a means to make it discreet. Like, there would probably be drop your pigeons here, or like pigeon stealth carrier bags. Like, we'd probably facilitate all of that too. And it would probably end up being like very capitalism, and that maybe like only the rich people get to masturbate often because they can afford more pigeons, or like the stealth carrier bags, or like have the priest come to them, you know? And that maybe it's allowed. Oh no, you have to do it in a tabernacle. It said that. So you have to go to church to do it. So not only are the pigeon breeders rich as fuck, they also get to masturbate as much as they want. Yep. Correct. Or you would have pigeon coins that represent a specific pigeon so you can exchange them. No, I think it's got to be real pigeons. It's got to be real. There would not be enough priests. Yeah, so that there not being enough priests is a failure of mankind. But that said, one priest could take a lot of pigeons in a day. And they could make that fast. Like, you do have to deliver it. You can't have someone else do it for you. You've got to go to the tabernacle and give him the pigeons. But I think, like, we could make a system where it's just handed over. He touches it, a machine takes it. You know, like, that could happen pretty quick. I think we don't have enough priests right now, but I think that it wouldn't be that difficult for us to get again, that system could be really quick, and to get more priests to facilitate this. So you've got priests. We need a lot more priests. We need a lot more birds. And we need men to masturbate less. What are they going to do with all them pigeons? Where we decided they're recycling them. There's nothing that says they have to keep them. So they will give the pigeons back to the pigeon breeders. It's the only problem we have is it's a lot harder for the women, because they can either have 2 turtle doves, which is fine. We just need a lot more turtle doves, or they have to have young pigeons. So my suggestion is the women get all the turtle doves and the men have the pigeons, because it doesn't say they had to be young pigeons for men. So men have pigeons. We need a lot of fucking pigeons. Women can have all the turtle doves. We'll separate them. I don't think God has a problem with that. Everything will be covered in bird shit at all times. That's true. I mean, we're going to have to deal with, like, parasites and shit with those birds too. There will be health problems having that many birds. It's a lot of birds. But, you know, that's just one of the things we got to do. There's a lot of them. That's just one of them. And I'm determined societally for us to figure this out. You're baking in gender segregation into your system. I just think it's easier, because the men can use either bird, the women can only use young pigeons. So why not just have the women just use the turtle doves, so they can have fucking elderly turtle doves? Who cares? I think it's a lot easier. I wouldn't call that segregation. What about trans folk? So for trans folk, I keep using non-inclusive language just in the interest of communicating what the Bible is saying more efficiently, right? But if you ejaculate semen, you owe 2 pigeons. If you have a period, you owe 2 pigeons. That's it. Comes come. That's what I'm saying. It comes come. So if you ejaculate semen, 2 pigeons every time. If you have a period, 8 days later, 2 turtle doves every time. I don't care about your gender or any of that. Aren't trans folks going straight to hell according to Catholics? I highly doubt the Bible says trans people go to hell. Surely it doesn't say that. Some guys can't come and some women don't get period. Yeah, we've accounted for that. We've accounted for biological limitations. Why are we carrying what the Bible says, by the way? Because it's funny to do this. That's it. I didn't say this was a good use of your time, okay? I don't know what you thought about my stream would be a good use of your time or even logical. The headline doesn't say, click here, insightful conversation. Okay, it says click live drama, new stuff, cool charity, donate stuff. I don't know, click it anyway, free. Okay, what the fuck do you think you signed up for? Other than a BBL. Yeah, it's not something I want to happen. I'm just following the rules of the Bible. So I don't think that, what does Bible say about trans people? I doubt it mentions them. Let me ask ChatGPT again. What does the Bible say about trans people? But I can't imagine they are actually mentioned in the Bible. The Bible does not directly address the topic of transgender identity. There are passages that some interpret in relation to gender identity and expression. One commonly references passage Deuteronomy 22:5, in which some translations prohibit cross-dressing. God, the Bible's dumb. A woman must not wear men's clothing, nor a man wear women's clothing, for your Lord detests anyone who does this. Why does he give a shit? So you can be trans, you just can't wear an item of clothing that belonged to a man or a woman. But it's also, that's not even not inclusive to trans people, because there's nothing in this language that says a trans woman is not a woman, right? So if we're assuming a trans woman is a woman, which they are, they wouldn't be wearing men's clothing. They would be wearing women's clothing. Not an issue. Bible's woke, confirmed. Not an issue. Why mock someone's religion? I'm not mocking your whole religion. That's not the intent. I'm completely okay with you being Christian, but I am going to make fun of the part of the Bible that says that you have to give 2 pigeons to a priest every time you masturbate. That's not the whole religion. It's just the individual silly passage, not the whole thing. So Deuteronomy, no, doesn't matter. Trans women are women. It is not condemning transgender behavior. It is preventing cis people from cross-dressing. That's it. Does that mean your girlfriend is sinning when she takes your jacket? Yes. Cis people are not allowed to wear clothing that belongs to somebody of the opposite sex. What if you masturbate but don't ejaculate? You're fine. It's only ejaculation. You can masturbate, you're fine. Anyone who does not expel semen is allowed to masturbate without giving the church a pigeon. Technically, women can't wear jeans with that context. I would think it just says a woman must not wear men's clothing, nor a man wear women's clothing. If we societally say these are women's jeans, then she's allowed. So this rule is like pretty easy to get around, but it's not transphobic. Well, it doesn't say trans women are not women. So a woman can wear women's clothes. It's fine. We're fine. Interpretations of biblical passages vary widely among different Christian denominations and individual believers. Some Christians focus more on principles of love, acceptance, and inclusion. Others take a more conservative view based on specific verses. That's such a polite way to phrase that, ChatGPT. Some Christians focus more on principles of love, acceptance, and inclusion, finding support for transgender people and broader messages of compassion and understanding throughout the Bible. Others may take a more conservative view based on specific verses. What a way to phrase others hate people. And then even ChatGPT says, ultimately, how one interprets the Bible in relation to transgender people often depends on their theological beliefs, cultural context, and understanding of biblical interpretation. I think, based on that one small thing from ChatGPT, the Bible doesn't care. That's my hot take. It's fine. Don't care. What you're really considering here is what does it mean to follow the law of Moses, and the whole thought exercise is a lot closer to, I don't know what you're talking about. ChatGPT just perfectly summarized modern right-wing politics. I mean, a little. Wouldn't you want more transgender women and less ejaculation, drastically lower sperm counts? Yeah. Trans women are helpful to the bird economy problem, though. Sorry, we mean trans men. Both, actually, are helpful. But I think if the bird economy were real, then we would probably have some like opportunist capitalists who would be trying very hard to make sure that the bird economy continues, right? You realize that Christianity gained popularity in 1st AD because it didn't have the prescriptions for sin that you are reading out of the Old Testament? Yeah, that's fine. This means nothing to me. I don't, like it. What's in the Bible is what's in the Bible. You can't just invent new shit. That's what it says. That's the rules of this particular thought experiment. You can't just be like,
well, the Bible wasn't around when you didn't trans people.
if God needs to update the Bible, he got to send Jesus back down to do that, to talk to some disciples. Until he does that, the rules are as written. Like, if you need to be like, hey, mankind, some shit's changed. We got to update that. Then you have to come down and you have to update that. Otherwise, we can only go on the words that were written. Thank you, Skylar Thor. Yeah, we got to fucking, exactly. We got to have Bible 2. We got to have Bible 2.0 patch. Got to come through and fix that. Otherwise, we just got to go by the words that were written. Yeah, true. Technically, New Testament version 2.0. But for now, you can't just say, oh, the Bible couldn't account for trans people. No, the Bible does not account for trans people. You can't invent stuff that you think the Bible would have put in if trans people were in conversation back then. Which, by the way, we have record of trans people having existed for a very long time. Then there's whole translation issues, for sure, yeah. But for right now, if it ain't mentioned, you know? If it ain't mentioned, it ain't mentioned. Thank you, Exactly Games. Congrats! You're a real gamer. I might ask Jeff, the mod who makes the sub badges, to make us a... I don't know if it would fit, but I'm thinking my current sub badge is the little boxing mitt. I wonder if we could have like something that signifies that you're a real gamer as the sub badge. That'd be cute. All right, everybody. We've been doing this for 3.5 hours somehow. This was so stupid, but very fun. But I got shit to do. I'm gonna go walk Banjo. I got work I need to do. Thank you so much for being a part of this very important conversation. Much to think about. And thank you to everybody who donated. I wonder how I find out how much money we raised. Because it's sort of a separate campaign. I think I can... Whoa! Is that right? I'm not sure. Maybe? Hang on, overview. I think it's 3,000, but I'm not sure if that's correct. See where I can find it. I'm not sure how to read it just because it's I did it in a different way to normal, where like my link will track somehow. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I probably won't be able to stream again for the rest of the week. Dealing with stuff. Not sure yet. Unfortunately. So thank you all for spending time with me in this here May. I will have tons of Summer Game Fest streams in June. Everything that I can do during my work hours, I will do. And if I can't, I will do it after work hours. So stay tuned for all of that. And yeah, congrats on getting BBLs at 70 years old, everybody. Unless you are caked up. Unless you got a huge butt as a 7-year-old, then you get a pass. But if not, you better be ready. That's all I'm saying.